ladies and gentlemen, and Sunday service bicycle riders. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Emo Brown The Podcast, brought to you by Grasshopper for all your medicinal, recreational cannabis needs. Don't forget to make your card flag and get some money back. $12 gets you 3 pre-rolls with my beautiful face on them. Smoke them, toke them, schmig them, moke them. It's all here for you. My name is Steve. I am your host of the Emo Brown Podcast, alias El Champs. I'm here with Barry. Barry is our producer on the podcast. Look at him. Not just a pretty face, just a pretty face. It's been a long, we got a stacked Monday episode, Barry. It's a stacked Monday episode.
Yeah, we do.
Brought to you by Tribal Streetwear for all of your streetwear clothing line. Make sure since 1989 to visit Theo Bobby. We got to go down there, JClip. We got to go down there. Make sure we got to go down there and visit them and do our things. While we're there, we also got to visit Silk Cloud, the little homie, Isaac Ruiz, and his burgeoning brand of street clothes, streetwear, Silk Cloud. For all the things, go online to thesilkcloud.com. Emo30 gets you 30% off. Make it happen. Couldn't be done. None of this could be done without Full Circle Group. He promises a camera, and when we get that camera, it's going to be called the Full Circle Cam, and he'll be on your lot. But for now, look at it. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing in real estate, put your trust in the Full Circle Group. Full Circle Group brought to you by Alberto Aguirre and Fabio Ortega. Is it important that I read your license number? Like, license number DRE 0200-456-789 for all your residential needs. Barry, my new favorite sponsor. The newest sponsor that we have right now, Microwaves, functional mushrooms. Bro, look at this guy. Woo! I didn't think I would be all about them, bro. Don't snort it, Barry. There you go.
That's not how they work.
That's not how these ones work. I didn't know I was going to be all about these things until I started using these tinctures. And I found myself now 1 week in, 7 days completely since the last time they came in. And I use the sunny ones in the morning, which is a milliliter of that. And then that just kind of like gets you focused, gets you off on the right foot doing your thing. And then in the evening before I'm done, when I'm done with everything, done working out, wrapping everything up, putting the kids down, helping wifey, whatever needs she helps with, I take a milliliter of those. Can I tell you about my dreams, bro?
Yeah, please. I'd love to hear
You're
about
joining me right now also, before we get too far off the market, dog. I got Justin Lipford III. He is a vice president of the Emo Brown Foundation.
Put some respect on that.
Doing good in the hood. He's been out in the news. Hey, man, you've been doing a lot of shit.
Yeah, dog. That whole news gig's crazy.
Everything.
A lot of things been happening, bro.
Local celebrity.
A lot of things have been happening, and it was the perfect time for me to start doing these functional mushrooms, bro. Real shit. It's gotten me focused. It's gotten me on track. We had a nice little bike ride yesterday. Sat down on Grant Hill, overlooking our beautiful scenic scene. Oh, the skyline, everything in San Diego. And I just kind of got into, started talking to you about how these things have changed my life in the sense that I'm reading more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus and put things in perspective better.
Yeah.
These things have helped me. These things have helped me, man. My dreams, though, bro.
I know you were saying it was called like Luna, right? Something
It's called Luna, and I take a milliliter of it. It's just a functional.
So it's like a drop?
Just a drop, like a milliliter of it, right?
What does it taste like?
Like a mushroom oil extract. Ass, you know? But hey, I figure like
it's a rough taste.
You gotta have a little ass if you're gonna have a little glory. You know what I'm saying? So I take this thing, and at night, man, I've had some vivid ass dreams. I remember one of my dreams. No, first off, I remember my dreams.
Yeah.
Like, I never used to remember my dreams. I took this tincture one day, and I was a superhero. I was a superhero, and I was watching people in my dreams, like, about to encounter an accident, and I was able to freeze time, fool. I'm like a fucking X-Men, and I'd run over there, and I'd save them. Pop, pop, no, let me help you. And then I'd make time come back again, and I'd have... I don't know what's going on, dog.
That sounds like a good time, though.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell wifey I'm going to wake up every morning now, and every time I have a dream, I'm just going to talk into my phone and say, hey, today is February 12th, Monday. I dreamt about these things.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Dream blogs.
What about the
dream
sunnies?
blogs?
They're called dream blogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you noticing any difference from the AM stuff?
I'm fucking hype as shit right now, dude.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I noticed a difference. I noticed a difference in you for sure.
I haven't had any coffee.
Yeah.
Like, for the last forever, I've needed coffee to get up to go to work at UPS and do my thing and whatever, man. And then this is, not part of the sponsorship now. It's just whatever. Buy the shit. It's awesome. But it's truly like helped me focus on things that I've been wanting to do.
Yeah.
Read more books,
Yeah.
more structure.
Yeah.
Going back to how we got here. we're far removed from where we started.
Roots.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we were talking about. You said we got to get back to the roots, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to bring you on in the morning. Give us an update of all the things Emo Brown, the cycling, the rides on Sunday service, and what you've been doing specifically with the flood aftermath, bro.
Oh, bro. Hey, man, a lot's happened. Well, we're already like February 10th or 11th, something like that. So I would say this first year has really been a beautiful test on how to really utilize all of our skills and all our resources to help the common good, bro. Like, that's what it's been for me. You know, I started off the year with probably like you, bro, like with goals and visions, wanting to, up my game in all ways, bro. And I was kind of looking for some projects to do that with. And as I'm thinking about those things, all of a sudden, we all remember, it was only a few weeks back, we got hit with these floods, man, these rainstorms. These rainstorms came in like crazy. They're calling it a 1,000-year storm.
Time
right?
out, dog. Time out.
I know, dog.
1,000-year storm.
I mean, it sounds cool.
No, but check this out.
It sounds
When
cool.
you look back, it was
Be the name of my next band.
2.5 inches of rain.
Yeah.
Now, is it more that we were submerged, inundated with so much rain?
Yeah.
Or could it be maybe that we weren't ready?
Yeah. I would say,
Logistically and, with our structure, infrastructure and everything, maybe we weren't ready to receive all of this rain, bro.
I think there's truth to that. I think it's a truth in all of it, bro. I mean, I think that it was, whether it's a 1,000-year storm, like, how do you even know that shit, right? But, like, it was a heavy storm. On top of the fact that the areas that will pull up the most will be areas in between hills. And if you look at Southeast is nothing but rolling hills.
Yeah.
So just to define, because honestly, bro, born and raised Chula Vista my whole life, dog, 45 years. I didn't know Southwest virtually at all, bro. I just know, like, it's Imperial, right? But now getting a chance to see truly what Shelltown is and South Crest and Mountain View all the way into Encanto, like seeing these communities, bro, it's wild. So the topography is just like rolling hills. This huge rainstorm comes. The old architecture has these rolling hill areas. They have floodwaters that they can leave the communities.
Yeah.
And so they have these like canals, right? But the problem has been is these canals are overfilled with debris. They have trees growing up, so some neglect on maintenance. So it just all happened at once, bro. And what was wild is how fast it happened. The first night I jumped in to support, I was talking to a resident, and I was just trying to get my mind wrapped around this whole circumstance, and asked her, like, how fast did the water come in, and at what point did you recognize it was a flood? She says she woke up in her bed floating.
No.
That's how she woke up. Her bed was floating across the room, so she didn't even have a chance to brace for it. It just came in because these canals got full. The water overcame the walls and then came into the low-lying parts of the neighborhoods, bro.
That's
Everything
crazy.
destroyed, dog. Everything gone.
Has the city been out there to support? How was the initial response?
So I will say this. This happened on Monday, on a Monday. I can't remember the exact day, but it happened on a Monday. Tuesday, the local community, nonprofits, local leaders within those areas were like, we have to mobilize, we have to help. I would say from getting to know these groups that they're under the impression that city's not going to come. So they know if
Okay.
anyone's going to do it, it's going to have to be
us.
community led.
Yeah.
So they started mobilizing with each other. And then they reached out to the Jackie Robinson YMCA, which is in Southeast. And so that Jackie Robinson Y, from what I've become to see over the years, that Jackie Robinson Y is like a symbolic cultural center for all the groups. So they reached out with a strong relationship with the leader at that group. Her name's Anna. And they said, yo, we have to come together. So they mobilize. And then they just start figuring out, this is now Wednesday, what do we need to do immediately? Well, we got to ensure everyone has resources. So I started seeing flyers coming up from different folks about getting socks, shoes, like all those kinds of supplies. Bro, it wasn't until Thursday afternoon that I became involved. I had no idea. Probably like most of us, we saw the floods hit. We saw Instagram. We saw cars floating down Imperial, right? We're like, oh, it's crazy. But the majority of us don't live in those areas. We kind of moved on. It was because my brother's daughter was impacted by this, and their house was completely immersed, that my brother was telling me, like, yo, I had to go in there and like rip everything out. I'm like, dude, I had no idea this was happening. As soon as I hear that from him,
You're all in.
well, I'm like, well, what is the fact is the why doing? What can we do? So I had a chance to connect with our corporate leadership, and we got on the call. We talked. We're like, yo, we have to be all in. Let me see how I can go in, assess the situation, work with the groups that exist, and find how I can bring any kind of immediate need to support whatever the plan is. So in that within a day, bro, it's like getting in, hearing the game plan, and identifying like, oh, the biggest thing we have to do from a collective is get into all these homes and help the residents take all this wet, damp stuff onto the street. Because if they can get it onto the street, the city will take it away. If they leave it in the house, our biggest enemy, bro, mold. Mold's coming.
Game over.
And it becomes inhabitable. So that was the plan, but we had to be able to find a crew to go in. This is still all volunteers. This is on Friday now, so 5 days later.
Bro, there was a stretch of time that you just were on Instagram just out there like, yo, I need help. My big wish is somebody to come through with a bobcat and help pick up all of this debris and put it. I need somebody to donate garbage dumpsters.
Yes.
I need this. I need that. Were people answering the bell?
Bro, I went to Instagram. I felt like stupid about it, right? Like
why?
Using social media just
You have nice eyes, bro.
I mean, I know I'm like camera ready and all, bro, but what I'm saying, hey, you know, but my point being is I didn't want this to feel just like a fun thing to do. I wanted to be able to do everything I could to have other folks seize this moment and want to help out. And I'm gonna tell you, bro, when I realized that was the game plan on Friday, the 5th day, I needed to get a crew to come in on Saturday, 8 a.m. to help with demolition. And bro, like real talk, Emo Brown stepped up, dog.
Emo Brown stepped up.
Put the call out, bro. We had like 8 solid humans show up. Oscar, bro, Big Paul, all of Big Paul's family, Levi, bro, Weddle was out there, my brothers, Pierre was out there, bro, and going into these homes and just tearing shit up, dude. These dudes got through freaking 6 houses on the first day, bro. Everyone
How many
to this
houses
day,
are we looking at?
total destruction over 500, dude. Over 500, bro. This is proving to be one of the biggest disasters I've ever seen in my life. Number one, like seen it firsthand, like taste, smell it, right? And it's been in a series of phases. But here's the other deal, bro. We're in there, we're helping, we're doing everything we can. Well, simultaneously, there's all these residents that are now displaced. A lot of residents, man, a lot of histories in Southeast, bro. Like, I've got a chance to really, really understand that.
You were swimming in different ponds now.
Absolutely,
yeah,
man.
we were shaking hands with a bunch of different communities.
Dude, and you know what? The goodwill of humanity came out that first week, bro. You saw it, man. Like, everyone's shifting all their stuff to the side. All the egos decided, like, yo, let's help out. There's a particular story, man, that I found, like, extremely symbolic of what the first week looked like. But in the Shouttown area, there's a particular gang out there. There's, like, the Bloods, right? And our first wave of volunteers were all the opposite gang. They're all Crips. And so someone within that community group went out and brokered an understanding and a relationship to have a safe passage so we can go and help families, bro. I mean, like, stuff like that. That was showing me that everyone's willing to set their shit aside and, like, let's just get to
common
work.
cause.
Common cause.
Let's go.
That's what it became, bro. Is a common cause focus. So here's where we stand now. It's been a few weeks since, but right now, like, real time on my phone, I'm texting with people. We were able to put 400 folks into hotels that were displaced.
Very nice.
Now, that time was, we had the money, the YMCA had the money to do that because philanthropists in the community worked with our groups and said, hey, we want to help. We know that your groups can be faster and quicker, less bureaucracy. Let's give the money. So we were able to put them in for over 400 people for 2 weeks in the hotel. Now the county's coming in, and what they're going to be doing is looking to kind of take this transition from the YMCA providing the housing to the county doing the housing.
So a lot of baton passing.
It's a baton right now, bro.
It's like, okay, for this moment, we got this. This next moment, out of our hands, we got to have somebody bigger pockets that can help us here.
Yes.
And then so on and so forth.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the ideal way it's all going to go down. There's a lot of messiness, a lot of things that have to be ironed out real time. A big part of my time is working with volunteers. You know, I want to give nothing but love to Vision Culture and RJ. I mean, their volunteers have been coming through.
For sure, man.
Hardcore, bro.
Shout out some of the foundations you've been working with now that we're out in them streets.
Yeah, you know, I mean, look, I'm not the best to remember all the names, but I will say Harvey Family Foundation was this dude named Armand Harvey, young cat. He's like 35, 36, played football, pro ball, coaches at Lincoln High. His community, this guy's a lion, dog. He came in and he really brought in all the groups and was our leader throughout this whole period. He's a bad dude. Pillars of the Community is a group out there that's working with folks. Fat Camp is a group working with folks, and then Hip Hop 5K. So these are groups that are out of the Southeast area. So now it is, man. It's baton passing. It's getting people directed. On my view, I'm just trying to utilize volunteers to smooth things out as much as we can, and then really getting excited about trying to rally troops to go in for the second phase of construction and rebuilding, because there's still a lot of homes, bro, the majority of homes are having mold growing in them as we speak now. They haven't been treated. And if that happens and these houses become uninhabitable, folks ain't going to be able to go back. And then unfortunately, in my view, the city of San Diego is going to lose a deep, deep part of our heritage that comes from that community. So we have to preserve it, bro.
So then I have to ask then, what is the city doing? And not to harp on it like in a negative way, but I feel like this is where taxes come into play. This is where us, we put money into our government system here in San Diego. Are they doing anything?
No, absolutely,
is there
man.
something going on that we who do we call, man?
Okay, there's two things. One, I would say this: everyone's doing something, bro.
Okay.
The city went in and cleared out. They worked all day Sunday and all day Monday and cleared out all those canals, dude. Like they put in work, bro. They have all of their resources on the street, connecting with folks, trying to better understand the need. And now that the need and somewhat of a strategy has been put together, we're working closely. So that's happening. But what I think is missing, and that I personally, like, I'm not in the politics side, but what I personally would love to see is an opportunity for the mayor, Gloria, Todd Gloria, to be able to step up and say, I got this.
Has that not happened?
In so many words it has, but to me, not to the point where I would feel like, damn, hell yeah, this guy got this. And I'm sure there's many layers as to why that can or cannot happen. And maybe he said it and I missed it. I don't know. But I know that the people I support every day, they're hoping to hear something like that. They need that vote of
direction,
of
some leadership.
Yes, dude, some leadership, bro.
Why not you, man? When you running?
No. My lane is to stand behind and support and advise. And when I can bring folks to come help out, I can bring folks to come help out. Because as much as I love Southeast and as much as I love all of San Diego, that's not my community. Okay. My goal is to be there as a support and allow the leadership in that space to be successful.
I think our goal is that, and just making our network available to everybody.
Exactly.
Who do we work with? Who can help us out? Well, guess what, man? Southeast. Now these guys can help you guys.
Exactly.
Now
bro.
these guys are going to throw some money in or some manpower or whatever is needed. Hey, bro, big ups. Thank you for going out there and always representing Emo Brown and shit.
No, I appreciate it, man. I mean, we had that event here for the ride, and we had over 100 riders show up, man.
Bro.
Oh, that was wild, bro.
How many bike clubs were here?
There's at least 6 bike clubs that were here, bro. And I'll tell you, dog, like that to me, I'm so proud of that because that was symbolic of how we can pull people together like that for a good cause. Emo Brown is a trusted name in these streets, dog. Like they know.
That's what it is now.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is because we're so authentic and we lead with love. You know what I'm saying? So they saw that. And what I'm happy is with that group, that same bike group, is now once our strategy of this construction phase gets a little more thought out, I'm gonna hit them up and be like, "Yo, let's get this done, man. Let's restore Southeast, dog. It has to happen."
Look at you, bro.
I ain't trying to politic, dog.
Because you gave me that. What you're doing, homie.
No, I promise you, dog. I swear, I'll resign right now, dog. I just want to. Yeah, nah, that's not it. It's just that needs to happen.
Good for you, man.
It needs to happen.
Honestly, man, I feel like there was a change in you when this all happened for the better. Not even for the better. It just seems like maybe there was a calling that you saw and that you answered to.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, for sure. I feel compelled to be a part of it. Absolutely.
It was awesome to see it. It's motivating, inspiring.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. I mean, again, that's why I started off by saying this year I wanted to find some focus, and I think something on the scales really allowed me to have that focus. Dog, I sleep like 2 hours a day. I'm always thinking like my jaw's just because it's constant.
Is that crazy for?
But I need to take some Luna is what I need to do.
I'm telling you guys, hey, if you want to maintain focus in 2024, have some sunny tinctures. What the fuck is a tincture? What is a tincture?
It's a drop. It's a drop.
Yeah, just drops.
Those are drops?
I used to get heavy with the tincture drops when I first found out.
Homie, you used to have tonctures.
I had to like drink the bottle, dude.
You were on some tonctures. You were some Dancing with Wolves tinctures.
Hey, but you know what, bro? The other thing is those bike rides. Let me tell you about those bike rides.
Tell me about the bike rides.
Why I think they're super beneficial, bro. Because one, we're creating warriors, dog. Like the bike rides we do. You were there, bro. I appreciate you being there. Like,
hey, look at that me.
Heck yeah, dog.
There it is.
Nice, fun rides, fast pace, no bullshit, no excuse. If you're gonna keep up, you're gonna keep up. If you're not, then the streets got you.
I don't know
dog.
why I use that emoji of me smoking a joint, dude. I don't know if that's appropriate, but
we are sponsored.
Are you at that level? Are you at that level where you have to think about that?
Yeah, that's just, I think so, fool.
No,
not for me. No. Like I look at that guy.
Handsome.
Hey, why are you just showing
my
me
mushrooms today?
Hey guys,
you guys tried tinctures?
He was all focused. He sold me, dog. I was like, hell yeah.
You know what? I lip-ford him up, dude.
I was like, yo,
look at these handsome devils. This is what I was trying to get to.
Nah, that was fun. I thoroughly enjoy them.
Good.
I was dying
Yeah.
because these motherfuckers, dog. They'll do a bike ride, and then I'll show up, and all I heard, oh, Steve's here. Let's reroute. Let's do something a little different. I heard someone say that when I got there, and I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, oh, these guys are gonna hill us to death.
Yeah.
And we went on every possible hill from here to Balboa Park, from Balboa Park to Grand Hill Park, which I've never been to.
So dope, right?
What a dope ass park,
No,
dude.
no one should go there actually, but
stay away from
stay
it. Stay away
dog.
from there, bro. There's like taqueros and hookers. Don't go there. It's not for you guys. It's for us. What a beautiful park, man.
Yeah.
What a beautiful time riding with people that, you know, I just see on the reels or on Instagram posts. Laz was there,
Yeah,
bro.
Laz,
Lázaro.
dude, yeah.
Some dude from a good fella, good
fellas, yeah,
there was a guy, I was
Jerry,
like,
yeah.
So I was like, wait a second, man.
Yeah.
This has turned into like a weekly event where different crews just jump in.
Yeah.
I'm the furthest thing like from knowing what biker crews are all about. Like, right, like
it
BMX.
doesn't even matter.
I don't know like if there's like, you know, beefs or everyone gets along. I have zero clue, but it just seems very nice when everyone's out there having a good time. It was a nice hard ride for me. I know it was hard because when we got to the first stop, it was like, damn, fool, I didn't think I was gonna make it. I was like, oh shit.
That last hill was horrible. I didn't know that was coming. But yeah, you're right on, bro. I mean, you being there is always great because people get excited and cheered up, man. I'm gonna go back to the Emo Brown thing, dog. Emo Brown to me, it's neutral in a lot of places, man.
I've noticed.
So you know, we stay true to who we are, right? But we ain't about the bullshit. We ain't about the politics.
We're not.
We're just
I feel we have a
being who
pass.
are.
I feel like we have a pass to migrate within the tribes.
Yeah,
you know, and
for sure.
I like that. I don't know how we
like in some
established that, but
circles
that's
we earn
pretty
it,
cool.
right? But
Yeah.
we're never going in there trying to tell people what's what, dog.
Fool. If anything, we've opened the doors ourselves. When we opened the doors last week to KUSI, Nora Vargas,
Yeah,
Javi the X-Man,
yeah, that was crazy. Darren
Smith.
Yeah, Darren. Yeah,
Like everybody was out here, and
Yeah.
all the biker crews, and there was like 150 to 200 riders out here.
little dudes doing the fucking willies and
Them little dudes are dangerous, fool. Them little
Tricks.
dudes are
Yeah,
dangerous.
yeah.
They
Oh,
signed the
man.
waivers. We're
They
good.
signed the waivers.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just like, these motherfuckers are gonna fall.
You signed the waiver with participation.
But they don't fall. These guys are
fall,
cool,
bro.
man.
It's
Good
a great
job.
energy, bro, and I'm glad to do it. I'm glad you're out there.
Good job.
And thank you. And you know, but real talk, I did want to come because I'm saying this.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you, dog. I do appreciate that.
I love
what
you.
I'm saying, I love you too. What I'm saying is this: from a volunteer standpoint, I need 100 fucking warriors,
Whoa,
dog.
when?
I need 100 warriors just to be mobilized, dude. Because
Ready.
the call's gonna come where we're gonna do some very, very powerful things to help these folks.
Maybe not for this event, but in general is what you're telling me.
yes, and for this event that's coming.
How
up.
many warriors do we have? And what do you describe as a warrior before I sign up? What the fuck is that? What are you talking
So
about?
I'm saying someone that's all heart, someone that is willing to be in any given moment, and the first instinct is to help. Someone that can lead and someone that can follow, depending on what the time calls for, and someone that's just gonna go fucking all in, no excuses, balls to the wall, and helping with whatever the project is that's gonna help these folks in Southeast.
We're there for it, man. If anything, like at the very least, we have the network to get it done.
Exactly.
We know what tails to tug on to
Exactly.
make it happen.
Yeah.
Look at you, bro. You are gonna run for something.
Dude, I heard Caesar say, "Fucking, you see me run." I would never run for shit, bro.
Cesar Fernandez used to say that all the time.
Yeah, but he's meant for
Larry
it.
Turner didn't want to be anything. He said,
Larry
and now
Turner's dope, dog.
Now
He's
all
a
of a
superhero.
sudden,
Caesar's gonna be perfect. I'm glad he's gonna have dominion over this area.
Dominicans.
Dominion.
Ah, okay, what's up?
You know,
What'd you say?
Dominicans in
he's
this
got
area.
some extra Dominicans. Come on, all the Dominicans.
Bring 'em all, homie.
Yeah, but no, I'm happy. I'm happy for him, and he's part of our crew. So, thanks for having me up, dog.
You know who's got my vote?
Who's got your vote?
This guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Lipford III, Vice President of the Emo Brown Foundation, and the most prettiest neck tattoos in the game. Look at that.
3 Yahwehs. That's
This
how many.
motherfucker, get the camera off him. He's running off the stage already. What are you doing, dog?
I didn't think you want to leave that fast. I thought you want to hang out with us a little bit. Jeez.
At this moment, I'd like to call this young man onto the stage. You might remember him from Nirvana.
Hi, I'm
Yeah,
Troy
you-
McClure.
You might remember him from Nirvana. He was the backup guitarist, Pat Smear. No, I'm just lying. This is my homie. This is my homie, Mikey. Mikey, there's a nice way to sit down, fool. Sit down. Sit
Everybody's
down.
homie.
Look at this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most talented artists that we have now in our clique, bro. El compa Wellington, bro. Turn on Wellington so I can hear.
Bring that mic a little closer to your face, though. There you go. Yeah.
How are you? Hey, I see
Everything is
you look like Pat Smear.
Yeah,
You look like the backup guitarist for Nirvana, and I think you did a couple of tracks for the Foo Fighters.
I did.
I think
did.
Everlong,
I got
maybe?
credits. I got credits on all those records.
Look at your hair, bro. You're hella fancy now.
It was thanks to the homies at Otterstop.
There it is.
Yeah,
There it is,
man. They
Otterstop.
hooked me up we did a little lesson, and they were learning how to dye hair, and they said we need a brave volunteer to come in here, and I was it.
Sir, there's a rat under your chair. What's going on?
This is my little girl, Nyla.
Oh, it's a little dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were about to call somebody. Like, hey,
She's world famous. She's
world famous, Nyla.
Yeah.
Look at you. Awesome to have you. And tell us a little bit about yourself, brother.
Yeah, just been doing some more artwork and stuff, and kind of trying to reach out with my Instagram and stuff. So I wanted to do a sign for you guys because I noticed you guys changed your whole podcast look, the logo for the podcast.
Yes, sir.
And I had done a couple signs for you in the past, and then
we love them
did
all.
it, man. I did it. So
let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see it, bro.
Got the Emo Brown, the new Emo Brown.
God, look at this. The passing of the guard. Ladies and gentlemen, the Emo Brown The Podcast. New sign. We're going to put it somewhere in the middle.
He even got the gold tooth, everything.
Yeah.
Put it on the radar, Barry.
Well, the art was awesome. I didn't do the art myself, but I made the sign. And
maybe there.
Was that right there? That's nice.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get some adhesive. Can we put some adhesive on that? That'll work.
Yeah.
This design actually is Splurjo. Splurjo created the first design, the first logo we ever did for Emo Brown.
Okay.
And we stepped away from it to kind of grow the podcast portion of it, and now we're coming right back to it. And look at this. If this doesn't help, I don't know what will. Look at this beautiful thing. I'm gonna put a chain on it, wrap it around my neck, do my thing. Mikey, I've known you a long time.
Yes.
Mikey, I think I've known you since high school.
Since high school, yeah. We went to Bonita Vista High School together.
Home of champions.
And the home of the champions, the Barons, right?
That's what we do.
The Barons.
We go from Crusaders to Barons. That's what we do over there. Create champions. You were a soccer player.
Yeah.
I had no idea you had artistic ability until our paths crossed, reunited again.
Yeah. It had been several years. I lived in Los Angeles for a while. So that's probably the possibility of us not keeping in touch as much. But then when I came back down here, man, Third Avenue had changed drastically, right? And I didn't even know. I had gone into Three Punks. I had done a couple things around the city and stuff like that. And later on, I found out that, how much you were involved in the city and stuff like that. Then we started connecting through artwork and a couple of things, events and stuff. And we reconnected, and it's been great. Ever since then.
Mikey, this is your home. You're a member. You're an Emo Brown Social Club member. You're doing the things. Whatever we can do to help you, support you, give you a platform to continue to build.
You know what I want to do? I want to
ahead.
be one of these warriors that JClip was talking about because it was pretty interesting. I've been seeing what he's done and what he's been posting on his Instagram. And he's taking the bull by the horns, right?
He has, man.
He's taking the bull by the horns.
That's a big fucking bull.
It is.
That's a big fucking bull, bro. And he grabbed it, and he's taking it down.
And what's cool is he's reaching out to other communities. We're very Chula Vista centric
Very
sometimes.
much so.
And he's reaching out to other communities, and it's inspiring.
That's a big deal. And that's why I was telling him, he's swimming in different ponds now.
Yeah.
And for him to take what we're doing here in the South Bay, because we bang this South Bay drum hard that I don't know if other communities would hey, what the fuck. But it's good to see that we are, we're able to travel within the different communities in the city of San Diego, and we're just there to do good in the hood.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be our hood. It could be any of the hoods that we're out there doing, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, we gotta start recruiting a little bit more warriors.
Neighbors are super important.
Indeed.
Whether it's the neighbor on your street or the neighbor down, the next city over, it's really important because, man, he personally got affected with the floods with his brother's house.
Yeah.
And
it got personal for him.
Yeah, it did. But then it also enabled him to recognize man, these are other neighbors over here. These are our friends too, our family. And like he said, put things aside and get to work. And so that's inspiring. So I would love to be one of the warriors.
Say less.
Everyone at Emo Brown has been more than welcoming and more than helpful in anything that I've asked for. Whether it's
drugs.
No, drugs.
No, not drugs.
Or maybe some of these mushrooms. I want to see what's up with these.
Episode is brought to you by Microwaves. For all of your tincture selling things, make sure Barry is all on it. The
Oh my
sunny
goodness.
tincture.
Look at
Oh, I'm on
Sunny.
it.
Hell
I'm
yeah,
on it.
bro.
I'm on
Sunny.
2 milliliters. I don't do that 1 milliliter shit.
I'm easing into it. I'm new to this whole game. Mikey, thank you.
Oh man, thanks for the invite.
What is your Instagram handle? We're gonna have a whole show on you eventually, man.
Eventually we'll do it, and I'd love to do a bigger project or something where when my name is called, I don't know what's going on, something unfortunate like the flood might happen, or something more like an event. But if you guys need a big art piece or something like that, let's get together and see what we can do. But my Instagram is Wellington_JR, Wellington Jr. And yeah, hit me up if you guys need anything.
How'd you get that name Wellington?
Okay, so
There it is.
Wellington Jr. it was originally it's a soccer player that he played on the Brazilian team, and I just liked the name and whatever, so I just kind of remembered it. And then initially it was a band, and we actually have like 3 or 4 songs that we finished and released.
And then you went to Nirvana?
And then
Or
I
how
went
did
to
that work?
Nirvana. Yeah.
Damn it. Pat Smear. Look
Yeah.
at this guy.
So yeah, it was a band originally, and then we made some music and we kind of stopped working on the band, but I just continued with the brand. And then I'd always been an artist and stuff like that, so I just started doing art under that moniker, and it stuck, bro.
Wellington, I like your hair.
There he is with the hair.
Yeah.
Bro. Damn,
That's
fool.
the homies right
Look
there,
like
bro.
big worm, big perm. Look at you, fool. Get it.
Mess my money. It's like mess my emotions.
It's a pleasure to know you. It's a privilege to know you.
It's a privilege to be here, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Go. You sit over there, man. Look, Barry, it doesn't end there.
Never does.
It never ends there. We have guests galore here on the musical chairs. I'm excited about this one. It's no surprise that I am a Padre fan. It's no surprise that I love all things San Diego. It's no surprise that I've been trying to get this young man on the podcast for a minute. We've been in each other's DMs more than I'd like to admit. Exchanging pleasantries, photos. Pay him a visit on his Instagram. You want to get to know a little bit about our next guest by the name of Mark Bartlett.
Let's look at
He
that
is a
Instagram.
San Diego Padres blogger. And if you look on there, the San Diego Padres blogger, bro, official go-to page for the San Diego Padres, for all things social media, all the clips, all of the things. Joining us now, the world famous Mark Bartlett. Look at you.
I got a bruise on my neck.
Look
I
at
put
you.
some lotion on my
Yeah,
leg.
man, I should have told you, man. Lotion up
tell
them
me to wear
legs
some
if you're coming on the
jeans or something.
podcast. Hey, bro, congratulations on all of your victories and everything that you've done with that Instagram page, with your social media presence. I remember initially when I started following you, you had like 5,000 followers.
Yeah.
And then from like one season to the next, it's blew up. What are you, like 60,000 now, or what is it?
Yeah, almost 60K.
Look at
Nothing-
you, bro. It's a pleasure to know you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, brother.
Well, first of all, I love you were talking about politics. Politics is everything in general. Just
Unfortunately,
so
it
you
is,
guys
bro.
know. And your art piece, I'm going to need something for Padres blog.
There it is, bro. And then Wellington, Mikey, to the friends. You've gotten a lot of opportunities to work with some of the guests that we bring on here because everybody sees something that you've done and like, oh, I need to work with him. I need something from him. Good. I'm happy that helps. You know, I'm happy that's sick, bro.
And thanks to the Emo Brown Show, I see everything that you guys do. You say you're Chula Vista centric, but I say you're county-wide centric. Everything you guys do is amazing. We were talking about, I think, Pillars of the Community earlier. Like, you guys literally remind me of Pillars of the Community.
Well, I appreciate that,
The
man.
staple in the South Bay, doing good work.
Where are you from?
Well, I was raised in Southeast most of my life.
There it is,
I was
okay.
born in the PI, the military thing, right? The dad meets the mom in the Philippines. Came here when I was in 5th grade.
Okay.
Going into 6th grade, went to Las Palmas in National City.
Heck yeah.
And then raised in Southeast, I went to Gompers, 7th through 12th. I graduated from Gompers. And then my family was like, man, maybe we should buy a house out in Eastlake.
There it is.
Right? And so we made our way
The
down
house on
to-
the hill. That's the goal of every San Diego family. It's like, hey, mijo, we got some money now. Let's go to Eastlake. Let's go to Veneta.
So the early 2000s, about over 2 decades, we've been here in Chula Vista ever since, and I still live out in Chula Vista. I live
nice.
out in Rancho Del Rey. So,
Very nice.
It's just good. I love Chula Vista. I always say Chula Vista is the mecca for Padres baseball, for Padres fandom in general, right?
Agreed.
I mean, this is where you find the loyal folks, the folks that are day ones, the folks that know everything about San Diego.
Blind love, Mark.
Yes.
We got a lot of blind love up here. It doesn't matter win or lose. We love our Padres, bro. Whether we get custom shoes from the homie Gil or whatever, we're just big fans of all things San Diego.
I think Chula Vista did a pretty good job representing ourselves at the SD Connect.
Go
event.
ahead.
Remember when they took over
The
3rd
San
Avenue?
Diego
Oh,
Block
yeah.
Party. Barry, I love when you drop these nuggets in.
I actually thought Chula Vista was the best host for that event. Throughout
Indeed.
the count,
I would agree 110% with you. We were operating the brewery during that day, and it was bananas, man. The streets were just filled with Padre fans. They brought a huge-ass merch store truck, and they put you right in the middle of 3rd Avenue, and the line was so long, they sold everything out.
Just like that cap.
Dude,
The
yes.
cap is the
These
best-selling
caps, these caps are hard to come across.
Yeah, you won't
I have
find
no
them.
idea why, but I need a new one because this one got dirty, and I keep looking online. I can't find them, bro.
You won't find them anywhere. Not even at the Padres store.
How'd you get involved with the Padres? How did this come about? How did this relationship?
So baseball, right? Baseball, either your father or your mother tends to bring you to baseball. My father brought me to baseball games, to Qualcomm, the Murph back in the days. And, I was always a fan of the Padres. Remember walking around the Murph, around the circle, or even Charger games at G4, right? During the hangout spot.
Yeah.
Like those were just the days. But, sometimes in the past, we forget about documenting those days, right? Whether it's through photography or through video, just documenting it and remembering those times, with your parents, your family members at a Padre game. And so how I got heavily involved with, using social media as a platform to document those experiences as a fan is during COVID when my father passed away. So I lost my father during COVID. I lost my sister-in-law. I lost my grandfather. I lost my aunt, all during COVID.
Jeez, man.
And so I needed to escape that, right? I needed to find
An
something
outlet.
to help me, cope with that loss. And, Padres baseball was always that escape. Whether it was watching baseball, going to a game, it helped me reminisce and think about my experiences with my father. And it really pissed me off that I didn't have enough, photographs or videos of those times, with my father, right? I even think today, I'm like, man, I wish my father was here. I remember before when we were going to play in Mexico City during COVID, it was canceled. I'd already bought tickets for my father. I bought game tickets, plane tickets, and then COVID happened. And then my father passed away. And it hit me where I'm just like, I can't take that back. And so now that my father actually took my daughter to her first baseball game. And I'll never forget that, right? And so when I lost my father, I needed to escape. I started the page. I never thought of anything it'd be how it is now. I just wanted to document Padres baseball, my life. And then from there, I had kids, right? I had my kids. And then I'd share games with my, going to spring training in Arizona, right? I remember documenting that. And from there, I just started building a community. As you know, with social media and with this page, we never bought one follower. We never bought no paid advertising. All organic reach by posting every day, by building a community, just like you guys do, by building the Emo Brown community, right? It's authentic. It's who you are. And folks gravitate towards that because they feel the passion, they feel the love, and it's authentic.
There's a sense of wanting to belong to something.
Correct.
There's a sense of trying to get that. We're humans. Humans at our core, we are social beings. We need to find some sort of like crew or group of people that we connect to and we want to follow and be a part of. And that's what I saw with your page, man. Padres blogger page is because I'm a Padre fan. I'm from San Diego, and you kept it real on there. Like win or lose, like a winning reaction. You'd make a video of how you celebrate when you win. When the Padres lose, you'd make a video of you running into your car, locking yourself in your car, and just fucking screaming your balls off, dude, in the car. I was like, that's real shit.
And that's probably how you are,
That's
right?
real
How
shit.
most of us are.
Yeah.
Whether you're not in your garage, you're in your home, cussing at the TV,
Yeah.
and then your kids and your wife is yelling at you to
Yeah.
keep the shit down,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I just wanted to be my authentic self. We live in a society today where we work all of our lives to put money into a system that you may not even touch, such as Social Security.
Yep.
And so my thing is, in life, start to do things that you love doing, right? And through social media, I was able I love what I do. I love it in general where I've worked different caps, whether it's through the military, whether it's through working in nonprofit services, serving veterans, working in institutions, being a counselor, folks coming out of prison, and opening the first homeless youth shelter in this county, which I did with our recent nonprofit. And that's what we did.
Look at
and
you,
so
man.
now this, to me, is gratifying work as far as social media because it's my home, it's my place. It makes me feel it's who I am. I can be myself. And, throughout, but all those experiences in life, your maturation process in life makes you who you are today, right? And you're not the person you are today without those experiences. It's helped mold me who I am today. And yeah, and now we have the largest Padres fan page in baseball, right? And this is just
Is it
not
really, bro?
It's the largest,
Jeez.
right? And so we generate 5 to 10 million impressions every 30 days, 4 to 9 million reach every 30 days, nothing bot. And all it is just through tagging and engaging. That's the most important piece. You can have a page, you can have a community, but if you're not engaging with those folks,
It's
you're not
stagnant.
responding to a DM, you're not responding to a comment, you're not going to build a community. And we talk about algorithm. Folks think too much into the algorithm, right? The algorithm is the individual that runs the page. You're the algorithm. So document your experiences and be you. And so, yeah, we have the largest Padres fan page now on social media across.
Did you ever imagine it would be this?
No, to be honest with you, no. And I think when it really hit me is when players started to reach out, such as, like Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis, Joe Musgrove, because I started doing things myself. I started, doing giveaways with my own money. I could care less about that. I just love doing that because when I give things away, it makes me feel complete and
Very
whole.
nice.
Right? Because I loved that as a child. I remember getting my first autograph ball, my first cap, and I was like, oh man, this brought me closer to the game. So me, if I have a platform now that's large enough to be able to make impact, why not give things to kids? Give a signed Fernando Tatis jersey away to 2 kids, random kids, which we've done, right? Have a kid all the way in Florida who's a diehard Manny Machado fan go to a baseball game in Florida to meet his biggest player.
What a story.
Right? And that was on Good Morning America.
What a good story
Right?
that was, bro.
And so through that, to me, that's when I realized we can make an impact with this page just by being engaging and just by building a community that folks can gravitate towards. And yeah, I love it, man.
Dude, I love the energy
I love it.
that you bring with it because it's passion driven, bro.
It is. And this is, and I'm a diehard Padres fan.
I love it.
Right?
For better or for worse.
Here's the thing. We talk about local radio. We talk about local podcasts. We talk about folks that work for the Padres, right? It's a lot more different when it comes from a diehard fan,
Oh, yeah.
right? You feel the energy. You feel the passion.
It's
I'm
real.
not here because can I cuss on this show?
No, sir.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, you can.
Okay.
Let's
Fuck
go.
yeah, you can.
So I'm not here just because it's a fucking job,
Uh-huh.
right? I'm here because I fucking live and breathe Padres baseball. And I don't fucking sleep.
All right,
I
that's
think is
enough,
about
Mark.
Padres
That's enough with the
baseball.
fuck, all right?
We have been always
It's the truth, right?
I feel you, man.
Because you could tell
Yeah.
the authenticity when it comes to someone that's just, are you here because you love Padres baseball or is it just a job?
paycheck.
No, man.
You know what I mean?
I'm here because I breathe and live Padres
So
baseball.
wait a second. What kind of opportunities have been presented to you strictly by creating this page and becoming a force on social media?
Yeah, so brand partnerships through brands. It's just a couple months ago, I was flown out to Dubai.
Isn't that crazy,
to cover
bro?
the first baseball league in the Middle East.
I've been dying to ask you about that.
And that's historic.
Yeah.
You know who was staying next door to me?
who was saying next door?
Albert Pujols.
No way.
I was able to walk out, have breakfast, and talk with baseball legends, or just say, "Oh, what's up, man?" in the hallway. Albert Pujols, Pando Sandoval, Adrian Beltre, who's just inducted into the Hall of Fame,
HOF, Mr.
Felix
Hall of
Hernandez,
Famer.
Barry Larkin, Nick Swisher. Like, just chop it up with them as a normal human being. And me as a fan, I'm just like documenting this. Holy shit, right? This new baseball league, but it was bigger than that. What it was about was bringing baseball to a region that's never seen
Never
baseball.
seen it, bro. Never had it.
Never. And I've seen Padres merchandise, kids wearing Tatis jerseys in Dubai, right? And so that to me was the experience. I of course you got paid for it, but I loved it because I was able to document and be part of baseball history. But yeah, things such as that, brand partnerships, and also, to be honest with you, organizations that are struggling now with social media have reached out to me to help them with their social
course.
media platforms. And I think that's been the biggest thing. And so I've been doing that on the side, just helping folks with their social media engagement. And now it's close, there's actually this baseball season, I'll be working very closely with players on the team, which will be, talked about a lot during a podcast. And that's another thing I wanted to, push out more was you can post all you want, but what you guys are doing as Emo Brown, you're creating a podcast and you're talking about different shit that's engaging in the community. And I love that, man. So we're starting a podcast where we're talking about, it's strictly San Diego sports. It's not only Padres.
Not only Padres.
No.
Oh,
and so I think that's
shit.
another
There
thing
it
that's
is.
reached out is sports teams in San Diego, professional sports teams.
Well, let's see. SDFC and the San Diego Padres. And the goals
Hey,
and the
sometimes we get monster
Sockers.
trucks.
And sometimes
yeah.
we get monster trucks.
But I'll
True.
put a plug. You got other sports
Handle.
teams. You got San Diego Mojo,
That's
which
my
is now
guy.
the first women's professional team here. The San Diego
Volleyball.
Wave, right?
The Wave, yeah,
And so I
soccer.
think that's big to me now because I have a daughter, right? And as a daughter and women in general, like I want that should have exposure, correct and proper exposure, and we should be talking about it. San Diego State, UCSD, USD, the San Diego Legion rugby,
Yeah.
right? I mean, these huge folks. They had this welcoming party, and you could just saw these big Usos, right? Like talking about rugby. And I was like, man, I don't even know much about rugby. But it got me wanting to know more about rugby. The reason why is because the tie it has to our community. Like I have big SD right here. You don't see a big tattoo on my arm, which I'll have for the rest of my life, right? And to me, it's much more than that. San Diego in general is embedded in me. So when it comes to sports, I don't care who you are. Remember we talked about logos in the past.
Oh, yeah.
You can have the ugliest logo, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to support you because you're San Diego through and through.
Look at you, man.
And so, yeah, we're going to talk about San Diego sports and have
So much on your plate then.
a lot. I love it. I love it, man.
Has this become a career move?
Yeah, I'm close to, to be honest with you, yes.
Do you do anything else?
I was working with with nonprofit Urban Street Angels.
Urban
I was
Street
a
Angels.
director of community relations and programs, that's where you opened the first basically the transitional age youth shelter here in San Diego. And from there, I was like, I just saw this opportunity and I started this page and I was like, wow, this is just growing where I'm receiving revenue on the side where it's like, maybe I can just do this without all the less stress, right? Because on a day-to-day, man, when you're working in social services, you see a lot, right? I mean, I was dealing with kiddos that didn't have parents that were kicked to the curb and stigmatized and saying F you because of the way you identify, right? And I would have to hear their stories on a daily basis. And so from there,
Gets a little taxing on the soul, man. It gets a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by it so much that this Padres blog probably.
And it's literally to be honest, it's what I am doing now.
Good for you,
full time.
man.
And I love it. It makes me whole, and I'm going to continue to do it and continue to push. Right.
What does the family say?
My wife loves it, and to be honest, and it's because it's given me an escape. I have a lot of trauma from the past, and it has to do with the military. Right? Things I've seen, experienced, even just growing up and the experiences working in social services. You don't even know in this city, you guys don't even know. I actually you were talking about
Politics.
I actually ran for office in the city.
Did you really?
I ran in District 1 and I almost beat John McCann.
Go ahead.
I was the closest individual in 2018, ran for city council. I was the closest person to beat that guy.
You could have been mayor.
Yeah.
Mark Bartlett right now.
But
bro.
that experience running for office taught me a lot. You know, it taught me about the good and bad in politics, right? It taught me you got to know these people. You got to be in these circles. But also taught me politics in general a lot of times can be fake, right? But politics taught me how to listen to folks. How where I'm knocking on the door, I could be a Democrat and the individual be a Republican. They're going to say one thing, but I'm going to change the conversation. What about this? Don't you want to live in a safe community with good schools, right? With good parks? Hell yeah. From there, you change the narrative.
You bridge the
gap.
gap.
In which you bridge the gap because there's this gap today in society, right? And my thing is I bring people together, right? But I've learned so much through those experiences. And now I'm 40 now, right?
Hella young.
And so I want to be able to live a life with purpose with my kids where I feel I can be with them for decades to come. I don't want to work until I'm 6 feet under. And sadly, I always think of my father about, he worked all of his life and really didn't even touch Social Security, and now my mother is having to live all by herself. But that's another discussion.
But it's all relevant to what's going on,
It is. I just urge kids and folks, even our kids, right? When you're in school, I want you to do what you love to do. Don't feel like you're caught up in the system where you're either you have to go to the military, you have to go to college or a trade school. No, there are different opportunities. And the faster you can find that, the more successful and happy you're going to be at a younger age.
I've never met more successful people not part of those demographics that you mentioned, whether it's going to college, going to the military, going to a trade school, doing this, than when we started Emo Brown, man. I know so many successful people that kind of etched and carved their own way out into this quote unquote success life. You are doing that currently in real time and online. People can see what you're building, what you're doing, how it's coming about. I know a lot of artists that just kind of hang out and show me, look what I do. And this is how they make a living, and they make a great living doing it. And a great living isn't always like financially driven. It's just like, it makes me feel good to do what I'm doing. It fulfills my passion cup, and that's what I tell the kids, and I tell wifey mostly. It's like, I just want to do something that makes me happy. And I'm slowly finding all of the things that make me happy. Right. And I think that for microwaves mushroom tinctures, I'm telling you, fool, those things are hella good.
Hey, man, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to try that
Look at this.
I'm going to have to try that out.
Oh, what is the ultimate goal, brother? What is the ultimate goal with what you are currently doing?
Well, the ultimate goal, to be honest, is building a media platform that covers the Padres in an authentic way that comes straight from a fan's heart.
John Boy. I'm thinking like a John Boy mentality, maybe like a bar stool sports type of approach, or what do you think?
With a local perspective of folks that understand ball in this community, that are from this community. That's what it's about, right? And you could feel it when you have folks that are tied to Padres baseball from San Diego. But ultimately, it's just me being happy. It's me doing what I love, and no matter what it is, I just love to do social media. And social media itself is the most powerful platform today that businesses, that folks tend to steer away from, that could make or break you today. So sports radio in general. When I'm listening to sports radio today, I'm watching a podcast.
Yeah.
I don't have time to listen to a live broad, on the radio. So even radio shows are having to gravitate and see the importance of creating a podcast, creating a social media platform. And yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not thinking 5-10 years down the road. I'm just living life day by day, and just trying to live my best life and with my kids. Kids, as you know, kids change everything.
Everything.
And so as long as I'm providing,
they're the reason. They're the why, the what, the how, the where. They're everything.
They're my drive.
There it is, bro.
And my family in general is everything to me. So as long as they're happy, I'm happy. That's kind of my outlook of where.
How old are the kids? Have you gone to the sports, the little leagues, the recreational, or not yet?
My girl's 4.
Okay.
So she rolled her into little t-ball.
Okay.
And my boy's 2.
Okay. All right.
So that's another thing, right? Is that now I'm able to document their experiences in t-ball and little league because I wish I had that.
Okay.
I wish I could go back to when I was a kid playing t-ball. And just look at photos and videos, but I don't. I have a couple photos here and there, but these are the times we live in today. Is that we're able to
accessibility.
Correct.
It's right there for you,
and I'm excited about that, man. Well, I see you taking your kids to the games and just doing things with them, man. I love that. I love fatherhood in general.
It's awesome.
It's the best thing in life, and to me, that's the best title. I can care less about having these. My thing is dad life, being the best dad is a
different stress. It's a different stress. These little leagues, these boxing, these jiu-jitsu and everything I take the boys to, man. But my oldest, I've brought it up the last couple of weeks, that for Little League, they just did their assessments. He did well, so he got drafted into the majors. He's excited. He's loving it. So now we've started going to practices. I'm more nervous than he is. Yeah. Watching him. We had to go to the batting cage practice this last week, and he's in there swinging, and I'm like, oh man, I'm hoping he's doing this. But he got very lucky where he's in a group of coaches that want nothing but the best for these kids, man, and that they have the similar energy that you're bringing. They just want these kids to be happy and excited to be what they're doing, And if you're not, then let's say, why aren't you happy? Like, what's going on? Maybe this isn't the sport for you. But man, it gets stressful because now I feel like I'm going to be watching every game, just like, oh man. Oh, don't mess up. And that's how I was last year, man.
Do you feel like you turn into like a coach?
Never that.
No. So you're not, okay.
When I'm in the stands, I'm enjoying my kids. I'm recording everything. And then I'm showing them, like, look, dude, look, you got a good swing on here. Oh, look at that pitch. That was a good pitch you made. Look at this field. You got a grounder. You just threw it perfect. Everything is amazing. But yeah, and like in my head, oh man, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. Because that was my dad. My dad used to do that to the point where I was like, I don't want to play Little League anymore. Correct. This motherfucker's right here just telling me, don't do this. And he started coaching our teams. I was like, oh man. To the point where I had to learn a whole new sport, Barry. I started playing soccer just so I can, like, my dad's not involved. All right, cool, boom, boom, boom. And then he started coaching soccer. I was like, this motherfucker, dog. I had to join all the different club teams just so I can like. All right, but looking back now, I'm just saying like my dad was just very involved, very proud of me and everything that I was doing and how I was doing it. And I look at my kids and I tell wife, is like, they can play whatever they want. I'm not going to force them to play baseball. I'm heartbroken they don't. None of them play soccer. None of them want to play soccer. And that breaks my heart because for me that was my go-to. But I told wifey they're all going to do jiu-jitsu. Because in today's day, it's very important that they understand the values that are birthed and taught through jiu-jitsu, whether it's respect, whether it's self-confidence. If you see somebody that's in need of something and you can help, we go do it and we take care of them. You know, it's so I said, you guys can do whatever you want, but jiu-jitsu is always going to be as your backbone. And so far, they like it. They fucking hate it, Mark. They hate jiu-jitsu. I ask them, all right, let's go. I don't want to go, Dad. I don't want to go. Every time I go, I get hurt. And I'm like, all right, but they got to go, bro. They got to go. And I got a little brawler who just likes doing boxing. And I'm like, okay, this guy's not going to be a baseball player. This guy's just going to be a boxer. He wants to beat up. Have you gone there, Barry? Have you gone to where young Pete, he's only 3, right?
Yeah.
Any sports? Oh, you got karate, huh?
Yeah, he does martial arts. We call it karate, but it's just like a martial arts class that he does over at the Chula Vista Rec Center. He likes it. He likes it a lot, and we can't wait. We're going to put him in. You've inspired us to put him into the jiu-jitsu as well.
Jiu-jitsu is awesome.
I think what you're saying about the core values and about just learning how to use your body, because he's kind of clunky as a kid. He needs to learn how to control those arms and legs a little bit. So I think it'd be good for him. I think dance too. I don't think people talk about this enough. You know, putting kids in like a dance program or something where it's completely out of their
Comfort zone.
but it teaches them how to like use their body. Amazing. Like
all of a sudden,
as a theater kid, wish I took more attention to the dance
just
side of
rewind. Let's rewind the tape a couple of weeks when you were questioning, why is my son watching girls' cartoons? Now all of a sudden you get some little hate mail.
What's wrong with a boy dancing? There's nothing wrong with a boy dancing.
One of the best boxers in the world, Lomachenko, he did Russian ballet as a youngster, and he said that he attributes that as his most prized skill that his dad took him. His dad took him to go into Russian dance, Russian ballet as the foundation of his boxing skills. And he ended up being a stud. Nothing wrong with that.
You'll learn good footwork that way.
Yeah, let your kid watch what he wants, fool.
He can watch what he wants, but I'm just saying, I didn't even say he couldn't watch it. I just asked, do you believe in girl shows or boy shows? And you turned it around like, why do you hate girls,
He got some hate mail, and now all of a sudden, we got to go sign this kid up for some dance.
Send me all the hate mail you want. I can't read. Check my DMs.
I can't read, man. And then it's crazy because I have friends that are about to have kids. You know, I have friends who their wives are pregnant or they have a newborn, and they're always, what do you do? What works for you.
Yeah.
You got it. Everybody's family dynamic is wired differently.
Yeah.
What works for Barry won't work for me.
Yeah.
What's worked for you, Mark, and your kids won't work for me. What's worked for my kids won't work for your kids. It's just being in tune and being on top of those things.
Yeah. And being a parent in general, I love it because it brings you back to your childhood days.
Yes.
So it's like, I want to be able to experience those things again. Like, I remember I just bought an Xbox console because my damn kid was 2 years old. Kid didn't know how to play video games yet, but I bought it because I was like, man, I got to be prepared. Right?
He's coming.
I don't want to play video games, right? And taking them, I take her to gymnastics, my daughter, and you guys touched on some important things. Another thing is the discipline and being on time and and listening and paying attention to detail.
Yes,
that's what my daughter is know that. You can have fun, but also pay attention to what the coach is saying. Because if you could pay attention to that one small thing, you'll stand out compared to the other kids.
Yeah.
And from there, that you can carry in life.
The devil is in the detail, Barry. Yeah. It's very important that we are always in tune with what's going on. That being said, what's going on with the Padres, bro? They haven't done anything.
Well, we got Profar back today.
Okay, that happened today.
So 1 year deal for Profar. He left the Boris agency and he went to MVP, who represents Fernando Tatis Machado. Guess do you know how much what we got him for?
No idea. How much?
$1 million.
What? League minimum.
Steal.
Wow.
$1 million. And AJ
Boris kind of screwed him with the Rockies. I mean, he got his money, but still, I feel like it didn't go as he wanted it to go.
Yeah, and I think him leaving really hurt him because he loved the chemistry and the culture here in San Diego. Him going to Colorado and their team culture is completely different from what you had in San Diego, right? And he was when he was in San Diego, he was very attached to those players. I'm speaking for some of those players. I'm just excited to have him back, but we got to stay under the threshold, right?
Yeah.
Because next year is going to be a big year. Folks weren't talking about how the Dodgers didn't spend much money last year because they had a plan.
Yeah.
They knew they were going to get Yamamoto, Ohtani.
They were going all in. They had to make sure they brought themselves under the luxury tax, and they didn't want to get that tax again because it was going to be ridiculous. Yeah. So nobody really said anything because they saw a plan. I feel like that's us this year.
It is, but we're still spending money. The Padres never spent their current payrolls in the 150s now. We've never spent, if you're a diehard Padres fan, I mean, just in 2017, 2018, our payrolls were what, like 60-some million.
Shit.
And so they still have a plan. We have a core piece where you have Manny Machado for the next decade. You have Fernando Tatis, Xander Bogaerts, who eventually will probably switch position with his age. And so those are three young guys, right, that you have for a decade. Then you have, veteran leadership in the pitching staff with Yu Darvish. That man is just a freaking machine.
He's a machine.
And he's definitely going to bring some more talent from Japan. And I think what the Padres are doing now is smart. Them being able to build and keep their young talent in the farm system and have them mold, with our elite guys is smart. And you can't have a sustainable payroll where you're paying every player, hundreds of millions of dollars. And so I'm excited for the farm.
I'm excited for Ethan Salas. I'm excited for Jackson Merrill. I'm excited for our new international free agent draft pick, number 1. I forget his name right now.
Leo Dallas.
Ese vato. What is he, 16, 17?
He just turned 17, Dominican Republic.
Man. I was doing bongs from a bucket when I was 16 and 17 before soccer practice.
I still am.
And he's a switch hitter.
And he's a switch
from
hitter.
the left and right. So you have these young players. You have young pitching with Snelling, Lesko. I mean, these guys are going to be coming up. Thorpe, who we got from New York.
Yeah.
But folks, I think, and this is my take, Padres won the Juan Soto trade.
Okay.
These players we received from
Michael
New York.
King said that too.
Michael King, you have Randy Vasquez, Johnny Brito. These guys' stuff is electric. Folks don't know about them, but Johnny Brito and Randy Vasquez, they were pitching when we were in New York. They pitched.
They struck out Juan Soto.
Yeah, eventually hit a home run, but he was dealing. He was dealing, right? And that was his first start. And not only that, Drew Thorpe and Kyle, the catcher, who was already working with these pitchers. I mean, those are 4 major league players that you received for Juan Soto, because Juan Soto was not going to sign here.
He was going to walk anyway.
He was going to walk.
I mean, he's still going to walk at the end of this year. He's going to test free agency. Yeah. His free agent, or I'm sorry, his agent is Scalabora, so he's going to say, hey, I'm going to put my player, my client is going to be put on the market and see whoever puts out the most money wins.
$500 million.
And there it is. Yeah, it is what it is, and we weren't built for that.
No. And so we have I'm just excited for how they're building now. I think they're doing it right. I think the folks that are very stressed out and this and that, like, they haven't really been following Padres baseball all their lives. But I think we've been spoiled. I think that's why we're accustomed to, like, why aren't we spending now? And
the last 3 years have spoiled us. The last 5 years, I would say, you can slowly start seeing everything. Oh, wow, we are this team now. We are the team that's going to make trades. We are the team that's going to sign these the big money free agents. And when it doesn't happen, all of a sudden it's like, what happened to us?
Was a godsend for the San Diego Padres. Can I share a story about Peter Seidler?
I'd be heartbroken if you didn't.
Peter Seidler was very big into helping folks get off the streets in San Diego, right? And this individual, Peter Seidler, I remember working with him and Tom, his brother, Padres Foundation, because they worked a lot with homeless youth programs. And they have these monthly meetings where they talked about what's going on in homelessness. Where's money going to? Let me see your numbers and this and that. This man during a meeting was just all about business. And the politicians in this city, the mayors, city council members, would cave to this man because, of course, this man paid for all this tent structures in this city. So when you see folks getting off the streets and putting into shelter beds in those tents downtown, they had one at Midway. They actually had one coming here to Chula Vista, but that was stopped.
Abruptly.
Correct, abruptly. And the Padres Foundation, Peter Seidler, we're funding all. Folks don't understand that. This individual would command the room and tell folks, and was about business. He didn't care if you were left or right. He was like, we got to end the fucking problem, right? You shouldn't even be in business as a homeless service provider. That's why I call it the nonprofit industrial complex, right? Because that's what it turns into. These nonprofits, because I see it myself, right? And I was part of it, getting contracts, wanting to put in a bid because I think I could end homelessness, right? And you see them using the end homeless hashtags when in essence, you're not ending homelessness, right? Ending homelessness is you not being in business.
You're out of business.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I want to be able to walk to a ballpark where I don't see hundreds of folks on the streets, on the sidewalk, where I can't even walk the sidewalk. I have to walk the street with my kid to a ballpark because of what's going on in this city, right? And politics, like you said, we were talking about, is everything. And so Peter Seidler was a man that commanded the room. He was an individual that wanted to end homelessness. He would be out on the streets talking to folks about homelessness. And you don't see that. This man is a billionaire, and he was relatable, right? He didn't care about what he wore.
Nope.
You know, he would invest in things, and he wasn't about red tape. He hated red tape. He hated government bureaucracy when it came to helping folks. And that's what he did. He invested in programs that were not these big wig nonprofit programs. He wanted to invest in these new programs that were doing work that were embedded in the community. And his just seeing him, you know, command a room, and folks would pay attention. When Peter would talk, or even Tom Seidler would talk, folks would just listen, right? He even started the Padres Foundation, the San Diego Taxpayers Association started a group started to look at nonprofits that were doing work around homelessness. He was watching what they were doing with their dollars, and he was actually looking at, how are you ending homelessness? Let me see your recidivism numbers. Let me see how many folks you got into housing, because that's important. Let me see how long you kept them into beds.
Accountability.
Right? And this is the owner of a Major League Baseball team invested in homelessness. He took his time every month to meet with folks. Right. And he would give us tickets to bring. That's what I think that's my biggest thing. He would give us tickets to take youth to baseball games who've never been to baseball games, who've never seen a state in their life. And it was free. Right. During the biggest, where we were selling out stadiums, he didn't care. He would allot 30 some tickets for this section for kids. And they were actually legit good seats. They weren't like, you're all the way up there, your fucking nose is bleeding and shit like that. Like, he was like, no, I want these kids to have an experience that they'll never forget. And I want them to be Padres fans. And Peter, he made an impact on me. So losing him was very big, right? And like when I saw him, I thought of my father, right? And because this man, he would push for what he believed in and what he wanted, but he was a good listener. You don't find that. Like, he would listen to you. He wouldn't even interrupt you. He would let you talk. And at the end, he would give his little spiel after listening to folks. That's a sign of a leader, right? Is that someone who's willing to listen and not just interrupt and, no, give his spiel. I think it should go this way. No, he would actually listen to the nonprofit sectors, the leaders, and the folks that were actually impacted by homelessness. That's who should be leading the cause, right? Are folks that have been impacted by homeless. They should be running these nonprofits.
Not somebody who's on the outside trying to profiteer off it.
No.
That was a huge loss for the city, man.
It was.
Huge loss for his family, undoubtedly, but a huge loss for the city. How often is it that, you have a franchise owner, a sports owner passes away and everything just comes to a standstill?
Yeah.
Where everybody was going to Petco Park, players included, Mark, to pay their respects by dropping off flowers, creating vigils, and just kind of like going there and honoring.
And they're going to be honoring this season. There's going to be some awesome things that players are going to be doing this season to honor this man.
Like winning a world championship, Mark, maybe?
Oh, man, if they
How
do
about that?
That would, can you imagine?
That's all I do as a Padre fan is imagine.
Can you imagine what this city would be like? Do you remember the glory days when the Chargers went to the Super Bowl, where we'd be on fucking Highland, right, with our flags and just waiting there? And or during the '98 World Series, when we went to the World Series, we waited around Qualcomm for hours to get tickets. It was a lottery system. It was at night till we didn't get called our number. We got Game 5, but we ended up getting swept.
Yeah.
Right? And so this city would just, I think Peter's vision, they're going to continue his vision, and his wife. And the Peter Seidler, the foundation is going to continue with his partner, Eric. They're going to continue to spend, right? And I think now they have a platform, a base, where it's like, nah, man, we got to live this through. He put so much into this city. We can't let Peter down.
It would be a shame if they started moving in reverse and dismantling everything that Mr. Seidler created, man. He did it out of purely passion, love, and for the city and for his team.
And it brought a lot of more baseball fans out.
Like you said, take a look around, man. The little kids are rocking Padres jerseys.
Oh,
Tatis jerseys, Machado jerseys, Darvish jerseys. There's a lot to be said by the way that this team has been structured and put together. It's not because, let's be fair, man. I grew up in the era and the players were Phil Nevin, Sean Burrows, like Ryan Klesko. They were all like white guys. Yeah. Now I feel like it's a more diverse team.
Relatable. And
very relatable to where I'm from here in the South Bay. It's like, oh, wow. Look at that. It's Fernando Tatis.
Yeah.
That's Manny Machado.
Yeah.
You know?
And we have players from Japan.
Yes.
Korea.
Yeah.
That was part of his vision.
That's part of the vision, man.
Was investing in the international market that brings in dollars. And the kids, it's just walking around on a weekend, man. You'll walk around and kids and families, pops and madres wearing Padres gear, right? And it's not even baseball season, and they're just full out. When I take my kids out, they're always in Padres gear.
Yeah.
Right? That's the beauty of what they've been able to build. And I think it's only getting stronger.
We went to Houston to watch the Padres play the Astros. What was it? September, right when they were getting hot.
I saw that. I remember that.
Jurickson Profar had just signed on with the Padres. You know, he had just come on the team.
Hit a home run.
He hit a double. He hit a home run. He brought that spark. And I'm just looking around, and I'm like, I'm used to Petco being overwhelmed by the opposing teams. That is the era of the fan I'm from, where you go to Petco, and if it was the Cincinnati Reds playing, it would be a sea of red everywhere. Yeah. Dodgers, well, we can't even say it's the same thing. Anytime the Dodgers would come into town, it was just bananas. And it's slowly, the tables have kind of calmed down, and it's more Padres than anything else. But to me, to go to the Houston Minute Maid Stadium and watch men in their Houston Astro old school jerseys, you know, like hardcore Astro fans, and their kids come on the field, and they're all wearing Tatis jerseys. And they all have Padre hats with the little dreadlocks sewn into the back of their hats. I'm like, oh, man. And they're walking up on the aisles, and we're like, got Padre fans for kids? Like, can't stop them, man. They're big Tatis fans, or they're big Padre fans. They just love the way that play teams and energy and this. I was like, oh, man, we've become that team. Yeah. We've become the fans of the team that other fans want to be a part of.
And Korea, my friend, I'm actually going to the Korea series.
You were fortunate enough to get them tickets, bro?
I didn't get tickets. I'm going to find out somehow.
Oh,
but
we
already booked our hotel and flights. I was going to miss it. I can be at a fucking karaoke bar drinking soju, watching the game on TV if I have to.
All right. We're going.
I'm gonna get He's got the most important ticket, the plane ticket.
The plane ticket, yeah.
Padres, y'all better ticket somehow. I'm going to reach out to a player, someone in the front office, tickets. They really kind of messed up with that. I think they could have done a better job with the messaging around getting tickets, because a lot of folks bought tickets months ahead. You can't book a trip like that last minute.
No, man. This takes some planning.
No.
This takes some planning.
My wife is taking me actually for my birthday, which is later this month, but March will be when we celebrate it. But in Korea, I have a friend that's there. The stores there for MLB merchandise is dominated by Padres stuff. You have folks wearing Padres caps, and they even still have what's his name that we got from Pittsburgh last year, Choi.
Yeah.
They still have him on billboards everywhere in Korea, and it's still in Padres.
Still in Padres gear.
But Ha-Sung Kim and Go, who we just picked up. Yeah. I'm telling there's a lot of Padre fans in Korea, and the Japan market itself is, of course, a lot of Dodgers, but still strong because of Yu Darvish with Matsui. You know, and Hideo Nomo, who's an advisor for the Padres. Yeah. They push Padres out there. These are markets that have professional baseball leagues, the NPB and KBO, two of the biggest baseball leagues outside of MLB. If you can hit those markets as a team here in the MLB. Revenue in general.
Yeah.
Right? Ohtani itself, his contract, $700 million, it's going to pay for itself.
Oh, yeah. If it hasn't already, man. Especially with the deferred money, it's like, jeez.
That's robbery. I don't know about that shit. They got to do something about that, man.
We got to jump in and start doing something like that.
Yeah.
You know, if we got to learn the rules to that game and learn how to play that game.
But only a player like him is able to do that, because outside of his contract, he's getting revenue and brand deals. And I mean, out the yin yang, that's more than a contract.
Yeah, for sure.
Itself. So
he is not in a position of like, woe is me.
He did it.
He knows what he's doing.
He's set up.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
And he might not even live in California when his contract's done. So he might not even be taxed.
Yeah, I mean, that's the smartest move. Smart move.
But I'm excited for Padres baseball, man. I think it's going to be a good season.
Better than last year?
I think, what was it, 81, 82, the over-under in Vegas? Bet the over.
Yeah.
Shit, put the over.
Albert, bet the over. Get our guy on the line, and we're going to get the over. Heck yeah, man. World Series berth this year?
Oh man, we're going to the playoffs. I know for sure. It's going to be tough with the Dodgers, but if we go to the World Series, we got to do an Emo Brown party, man.
Say when, bro.
Padres opening day.
Oh, we've done the Emo Brown goes to Padres game. We broke a tree.
Oh, you know what you guys did last year, which I thought was really cool, dude. You guys were like streaming during a game.
Oh,
live.
yeah.
Do that shit more.
Well, let me tell you something that happened.
We don't
last year,
talk
bro.
about
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay.
Anytime I started streaming,
Oh, you would do shit.
they would fucking lose, bro. We were winning and we'd go into the ninth inning. It's like, oh, I'm going to stream the last 3 outs. We're going to, do our thing. And we would lose. It happened to the Dodgers twice. It happened against the Giants. I said, I'm not streaming. People would hit me up, don't stream, dog. That's not for you. So I just started finding people in the crowd, and I found this guy that was wearing a Padres. I'm sorry, he was wearing Dodger hat, Dodger shirt. It was the day that Tatis stole home, and he was just losing his shit. And I took a video of him, and I posted it, and everyone went crazy for that one. And I was like, I'll just focus on this. I don't want to do the game because people are going to get mad at me, bro.
That's what we'll be doing more this year is actually traveling. I'll be traveling more to road games.
All right.
To document the experience as a fan on the road. I think that's what folks want to see, right?
Sure.
You could, there's a profile pic, the stats, trade rumors. Fuck that. I want to know what the fucking players are doing.
Yeah.
I want to know what
Where
it's
they
like
drinking? Where they eating?
where are they eating?
Yeah, where are the
what's it like on
spots?
a plane ride?
Yeah.
What is it like? What type of video games do you play on the road? What
Are you
do
going to be able to
bring on the
travel with
road?
them or what?
I'm gonna travel with them.
Oh,
I'm gonna find my way.
Look at this guy. Man.
And even that, like, I want to be able to document that experience as a fan and as a player to show what these players are actually going through. That's what's missing in social media, is that we're so attached to stats and just their name
The
and what
numbers.
they've done. We don't know who they are as individuals. That's what I want to bring to folks, is get to know who these players are, get to know who this team is, what they do outside of the game, right? What is it like to be the CEO of the Padres on a day-to-day?
Yeah.
Right? Those type of things. That's what we should document.
I need to know what it's like to be AJ Preller. What is
Yeah.
that? What kind of deals he presented to you every day?
Him is playing basketball, Encinitas, and still walking around barefooted. AJ, man, that dude is just like you and I, whether you know it or not, but he's quiet as fuck.
Likes burritos?
He likes burritos.
All right.
Yeah. He likes to play ball. But he's just like a normal dude. Like, holy shit, is that AJ? Yeah.
Good for him, man.
But he's embedded in baseball.
Oh, he needs to be.
Like 24/7, where he doesn't even relationships.
You can't be married. You can't
Yeah.
have kids. You can't have any hobbies. It's baseball
Dude
for
is
breakfast, for
2 or
lunch,
3
and
in
for
the
dinner.
morning on the phone talking about baseball. He can't even sleep because of baseball.
That's why I'm not too worried. It's like, okay, we're barely getting pitchers and catchers reporting to spring training. I'm not worried. I know there's more pitchers coming. I know there's at least another outfielder coming. Or we bring from within and we rise to the top. So it's going to happen. Barry, give me some non-baseball related news. What do you got for us today?
All right. Well, I was doing some searching on the internets earlier, and I found an article about smoking weed and driving, which
There it is.
something I don't do. I know you don't do.
There was a couple
I hope Mark
Padres.
doesn't
There
do.
was a couple Padres in spring training who did that once upon a time.
Well, then
We'll
this is
talk about
perfect.
them.
This is a perfect
Matt
segue to that.
Bush.
So, yeah, they're always trying to test you. They're always trying to do like a new DUI method because the way they've been doing it is terrible lately. They're just like, do you smoke weed? Yes. You go to jail.
Really?
It's basically that, because the test that they had before just said, is there THC in your system, period? And as a regular smoker, there's always THC in your system. It's just how active
You're a
it
regular
is.
smoker? You consider yourself a regular smoker?
I mean, nobody calls me regular, but I am a smoker. And
There it
if you have it in your system, they would just pop you. So they got a new way to test for it, I guess. It's got 96% accuracy in a federally funded driving simulation study.
All right,
Which,
so what goes
by
on?
the way, if you're doing a simulation study about smoking marijuana, sign me up. Let's go.
I want that job, bro.
But yeah, so they tested, I think it was, let me find the actual number. It was 24 occasional and 32 daily marijuana consumers. And they had their blood analyzed at a baseline and then 30 minutes and at a 15-minute smoking interval. So some people would smoke, some people wouldn't smoke, and they would test to see how accurate it was. And I guess they're very excited that it's quite accurate, that it could tell if you smoked within 30 minutes or not.
Oh, really?
So there's not really too much specifics about it in this article. But if
Bro,
you guys
I
wanna
can't
see it, it's
smoke
pretty
and make
interesting.
myself lunch. I would not even try and drive. I have a hard time smoking and then trying to like turn on Netflix and watch a show. Fool, I get lost. So I can't do that. More power to
There's
you.
people out there that argue they can't do anything without it, like
That's
as a
true.
health thing. Like there's like, like the epilepsy treatment and like, you know, cancer treatment and people who like, you know, have a hard time just taking in nutrients because they can't eat. Like their stomach is all messed up.
I watched the video.
That,
I watched the video. Some guy had Parkinson's disease and his hands were shaking, his body, every limb. He was just shaking, having a hard time drinking water, having a hard time eating. And I think his son or his caregiver, which I think it was a family member, but I think it was his son, said, here, smoke this. And I guess it's something that was ongoing between them. And he smoked it. And he said 30 minutes later, and the dad was just there sitting down, eating his food on his own, chilling. So, I mean, there's a lot to be said.
Well, there's all sorts of like anecdotal stories like that where it's like, oh, I gave grandpa a joint and all of a sudden his arthritis didn't feel so bad. But it's still a class 1 drug. So you can't,
it's a taboo
Schedule
drug.
1 or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
So you can't do tests on it. Like, I don't know how they did this test. It had to be a California thing.
Well,
but
no, if it said federally. I mean, it said it was a federal simulation. So, I mean,
maybe they're easing up on it, but it'd be
Maybe.
great to see them do more tests that aren't about law enforcement, about like actual medical benefits of these things. Because it
Can we
doesn't have
make
to be
weed
like, let's
not-
get really high, you know?
can we make weed not as strong, fool?
Yeah,
Please?
totally.
I
There's
can't,
there's dad
man.
weed out there is what they call it.
I need some of that.
Yeah,
I
it's-
need some pappy weed.
It's just you need that out dough. You need that out dough.
Oh, man. Mark, do you partake in the marijuanas?
Yeah, man, I do a little at night. Here's when I have to tell a story real quick. One time, the first couple years ago, I was struggling a lot with sleeping, and you know, whether it was having nightmares or just not being able to sleep at night, just overthinking. The first, just with THC in general, just think of a gummy, right? I remember taking one, and I was like, then I just was happy. I was in this different state, this mood where I was like, holy shit. I started laughing at everything in general, right? But then when it came time to bedtime, I was able to sleep through the night and a good amount, because you can take something, say pills in general. We live today, they want to medicate you, right? Give you all this shit where you wake up, you're groggy, you can't even wake up. I was able to wake up and have a good day, right? And so today I'll vape. I'll do, what's that one you take during the day or the night? The different
Indica and sativa?
indica,
Heroin.
indica.
Not heroin.
No, hell no.
Okay.
But with the indica, I take that at night to help me go to sleep. Even though that's more of a stimulating type, that helps. I actually, within 30 minutes, I'm actually going down and I'm going to fall
The
asleep.
answers to all of our questions have always been there, I think.
Plants.
You know,
Things that come from the earth.
It's always been there. And I just feel that we're so far removed forcefully. Like, whoever said a chemically created pill is the answer to all our things.
People
and all
who
of our
make chemically
ailments,
created pills.
right?
The pharmaceutical
And the
industry,
doctors
right?
prescribe them because they get them fat checks from these companies. And oh man,
I've become the guy on this show, and I'm not trying to be that guy.
You are
where
the
I'm
guy,
like-
Barry.
It's like I'm like the stoner Alex Jones. Where like, we just need more plants. You know,
we need more plants.
they're turning the weed gay, but it's true. It's true.
Oh
It's a
man,
plant, though. It's
Yeah.
just crazy how the federal, like, you could make so much money and even just profit off of legalizing marijuana at the federal level if you were just illegal. Let folks
they
smoke.
might be getting privy to it now.
back-
Hopefully.
Back to
bro.
our sponsors, Microwave Network.
I'm telling you, bro.
Mushrooms have been here longer than people, some believe. So, you know, it's the absolute fix to a lot of problems, but we don't get that because, you know, somebody with money in their pocket said, no.
Buy this instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else you got for us, brother?
Well, this would make a good segue, I believe, into what I'd like to bring up for next month. And I meant to talk to you about this before the show,
what
but I'm
happened?
just bringing it to you live.
Let's see.
I want to do the Emo Brown movie night, and I'm gonna take the fucking the reins on this. I'm gonna pick a night in March. We're gonna do an Emo Brown movie night here. Just something to benefit because there's a lot of people out there hurting right now. I'm not gonna like sell tickets or anything, but I would like to do something like donation based where people can all pitch in, fund in, whatever. I'll show a couple movies. We'll have some fun. I'll make some popcorn. BYOB type situation probably, but I want to put some money in the Emo Brown Foundation without just doing my monthly or my yearly Emo Brown subscription. I've thought about it and I need to get more involved. So this is how I'm going to do it, sir.
So what are we gonna do? We're gonna have movies or what?
Movie night. I'm going to do a double feature. So the main event would probably be around like, I don't know, 7, and we'll do a movie before that. Just anybody wants to come and hang out before then. I'll do something weird for the first movie. I haven't picked it yet, but then the second movie be something popular everybody could watch.
This
Happy
is
Gilmore,
family
Billy
oriented?
Madison. Yeah, totally. I think so. I want to do it family oriented, like because there's a lot of kiddos involved with the Emo Brown that don't get to
Well,
come
I'm
to our
out.
Emo
I
Brown
wouldn't bring my
stuff.
kids. I wouldn't let you watch my kids on TV, fool. I'm staying home. This fucking guy.
I ain't saying I'm watching your kids. I said they can watch a movie with us. They can watch Billy Madison with us or something. I think.
You're onto something though. We had that idea that we wanted to do like the Mystery Theater 3000 where
Yeah.
we were doing that. That would be sick.
And I just want to start it light because we could get it to that point. We could do something where it's big and huge, but we just need the ball rolling on this shit. So I'm gonna pick a night in March, and we are going to show a movie here in the warehouse.
Go ahead.
Projector, speakers.
Brought
like I
to you
said.
by Full Circle Group.
Yeah,
There it
they'll buy
is.
the popcorn.
They'll buy the pizzas, bro. They'll buy the pizzas,
But
bro.
I don't want it to be too heavily like focused on the party aspect. Like literally just come
Why
out
not?
and everybody with their kids could come out, hang out, watch movies.
Oh, so
with
you
us.
got to bring your kids if
You
you're
don't
going
gotta
to
bring kids because, like I said, we'll watch something like Billy Madison. It'll be like a PG-13.
You're excluding those who don't have children.
Yeah, all of them. Can stay
Jeez
home.
Louise.
You do enough. They do enough.
They do it. I'm in. But no, since you want to start giving back and doing more, I should have asked Justin when he was here because I know we're working with the Living Coast here in Chula Vista. We're going to be doing a Bayside cleanup. And I
Yeah.
wanted to say it was February 24th. I'm not too sure on the dates.
My birthday.
We're going to be doing that. Wifey was all on board. We said, "We'll bring." That's something I want to bring the kids to. I want them to see that this is your city, this is your community, this is your neighborhood. We got to all do our part to make sure that we clean it and do our part to make sure that we're helping where help is needed. So I need to get all the information on that. Something I'd like to get
wanna
you
be part
involved
of
with. Yeah,
I'll bring my kids.
you've struck me different today. I had
I
no
wanna do
idea.
my
I didn't know all the backstory with Mark. Now I do, man, and I love you more than the blog.
I love the
blog.
community
Yeah,
work,
man.
man.
Get on you, bro. I didn't know you were involved in politics. I didn't know that was something you were doing with nonprofits. That's amazing. We're definitely working together because that's kind of been our calling now. You know, it's like we don't have to proactively seek out things to do. Just by the way things have been happening, things present themselves, and then we just answer the bell. It's like, all right, well, then we got to go do this. We got to
Doesn't
go
it make you
handle
feel
that.
good?
It does, bro. I was just talking to somebody. I don't remember who they were asking, why do you guys do this and this and that? It's like, you know what? It just feels good to do good shit.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea that it would be this awesome and self-rewarding to get up, go help somebody in the community or do something in the community or raise money for the community or send John J. Montgomery 6th graders to 6th grade camp in the community. I didn't know that the feeling that you have after is like, oh, it's like, this feels awesome. And there's different kinds of awesome feelings that you have, you know, raising a family, watching your kids succeed, taking your wife out, and it's like having an amazing time. Giving back to your community is a whole different awesome that is also like fulfilling, bro.
Especially when you're able to do it with your kids.
And that's what I want. I want them to be more involved with it. That was the main objective when we started Emo Brown. You know, it's like showing the kids, creating some sort of legacy that, okay, we're going to pay it forward and show these guys. Now you guys pick up the reins and keep moving it and taking it. And everybody in the crew has kids. And they're all relatively the same age. So it's like the next generation of like Emo Brown just kind of pushing it forward and doing
village.
anything, man.
I love that, man.
All right, Barry, I'm in.
Hell yeah.
I'm in, Barry.
Let's get the kids involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring up that next generation of emo brownies.
Emo Brown.
I love that. I don't remember who said it first. I was like,
Merch
emo
drop-
brownies.
merch
That's the name
drop
for the
right there,
kids.
Emo brownies.
We need to make like a
Oh,
special emo
man.
brownies shirt.
Fuck, it's a fulfilling time to do right now. There's so much drama in the world and dumb shit going on and responsibilities and just things that, you know, they just drag you down. They
do, man.
And it's just like, all right, what can we carve out for ourselves that we can feel good about
You know what I
doing
do
these
that
things?
shit now? I mute.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Like say social media. You see what you see on your timeline is kind of what you're searching for,
Uh-huh.
what you're liking. So if you're not liking it, mute it. Right? End
Okay.
it. Block them. From there, your timeline start typing in shit. Good things I like to see. Right? Positive things.
Pizza,
your timeline will start to change.
burritos,
Where it's like this is
twerking.
the shit I want to see.
So just I feel like if I mute something though, like I'll mute that page and then I'll get like 3 similar pages. Like it's like
Well,
you hated that.
It's because
Well, let's
you're
see if you hate
following
these too.
OnlyFans accounts, bro. You got to slowly start switching what it is you're
Everybody's
watching.
got to support the community somehow.
My friend asked me the same question. I want to name drop. It's like, hey man, how do I change my damn algorithm when I put in the search? I'm by my wife, all these damn women with their
just
freaking
ass.
lingerie.
It's just
And I'm like, shit, man, it's because what you search and what you're liking and what
Yeah,
you're following.
yeah.
Probably how much we talk about goop here gets me in trouble.
Bro, if you look on my algorithm, like if you go on my search for my Instagram, it's fucking hilarious. It's boxing, it's baseball, it's food, and it's chicks. I don't know why. And it's out of
Oh, your
nowhere.
favorite
and,
things.
And I tell wife, he's like, I don't know why this is on my shit. I don't like it. And I think eventually just all just happens. It just, you're going to get a girl working
Never
out.
hit the search
You're-
button.
Yeah.
Just never hit the search button.
No.
Yeah, no.
But those are the things I love, dude. I guess I just like boxing and burritos
And shit.
and blunts. I can't smoke anymore, bro.
You want to know where you can get away from all of this? The drama, the blunts, the OnlyFans, all that stuff?
Okay, go ahead.
Let me show you.
Uh-oh.
At a lovely BJ's Barrett gig.
You got some gigs.
I made some
All right.
flyers too. Look at this.
Look at that.
This week I'm at the Tipsy Crow 2 times, but also we've got the birthday show on the 24th, and I'll be playing at the Elwood, the the after birthday party.
Look at you, bro.
Sorry, I had to get that in there.
I think you need to get it out more and more. I don't think you promote your events as much as you need to. You need to do a better job.
Well, that was the start.
There it is. I want to promote.
How'd I do?
You're getting there. You're getting there, bro.
Hey, here's what you do. Share a video of you just talking about it.
There
why
it is.
Why do you like doing it? A lot of folks, they see a flyer, oh, fuck that shit, right?
Yeah.
They get over, they scroll it. But if you're sharing a story, this is why I'm fucking doing this.
Make it personal.
Yeah.
You know what he did that was awesome? And I don't want to let
What
the
you
cat out of
just
the
said.
bag.
Let it out.
We came in on Saturday. Was it Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, we came in on Saturday. We sat down. Albert was here, Full Circle Group in the flesh. We were just hanging out. He sat in the corner. He created a little stage for himself, and he started playing some of the songs that he does for his gigs, like, cover songs acoustically. And we made a video, and I'm waiting for that video to drop because that'll be awesome. And it was just awesome to see Barry in his element, playing songs, doing his thing. And I think it's going to have the kind of effect that you're looking for.
I hope so.
Because it was very real, and it's very organic. It wasn't forced. You're just up there singing your songs, push it out, and be like, I look forward to working with you guys.
That part's probably getting cut. I've been watching that like a hawk. I hate that part so much.
Oh, man. You know what I've been pimping lately hard? The polls. We've been doing polls on the Instagram page, and I didn't know people were going to respond, but a lot of people responded. I've only done like music polls, and I put up Weezer against Red Hot Chili Peppers, bro. My mind was blown that the people that follow us, there was like 300 votes for Red Hot Chili Peppers and like 250 for Weezer. Do the wrong people follow us?
I think so,
I'm
because
a
if you're a Red
Weezer
Hot
fan,
Chili
bro.
Pepper fan,
I'm a Weezer fan, dog, and a Pat Smear fan, respectfully, Mikey. But still, I feel like Weezer should have, in a landslide, won that thing. So it took it to the next level. I said, "What about Creed? Pass or smash?" It was 50-50.
people are smashing. People are
It was like roughly 50%. It was 52-48 in favor of they suck. But they have a banger of a song with "I'll Take You Higher," dog. Bottom line, I think I'm going to do more polls, Mark. What do you think?
Yeah, it gets folks more engaged. That's your
what you
stories,
say.
right?
Yeah.
So stories, what you're doing, here's a social media tidbit.
Listen up, Barry.
So with your stories, a lot of times what folks do is they just share things that they're tagged in. What I urge folks to do is be more engaged with a poll, or when you're doing a video, don't upload it to your stories. Directly video it from your stories, because Instagram will pick that up as an authentic story video because you're using the app to record it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at this. Do you see what's going on? I feel like I
From
learned.
there, you will
Dropping
see your
nuggets.
engagement spike. You notice how you have, like, just say 6,000 followers. Like, damn, why do I only got like 100 story views this day? Why can't these 6,000 people see it? That's another part of the algorithm. If you're pushing it out in an authentic way where folks are engaging, or the story itself is engaging, you're just not resharing something, it'll get pushed out more to where when you're looking at your feed at the top, you'll always tend to see the folks that you're always liking more up front. Then now your stuff will be at the front. It won't be at the back, because when we're looking through stories, sometimes we'll stop after the 15th. So think of yourself as the algorithm. That's why I say you're the algorithm. Think of what you're doing, your behavior is on the phone when you're looking at Instagram. So do more polls, do more Q&As, questions, and videos straight from you recording things. That's where you're going to get more engagement.
All right.
And then let it drown out after 24 hours. If you continue to upload in a 24-hour period, and then say the next day you continue to upload, from there it's going to get drowned out. So what I would do is flush it out, and then once the 24-hour period it's all gone,
Put a new one up.
Put a new one up. Start with a poll. Start with something very engaging, not you sharing something, an engaging story to lead off the day.
Damn, man.
Where folks are going to
We
follow.
suck at this, dude.
Yeah, we are big sharers.
We are horrible at social media. I don't know how we've even done anything with social media with like TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. I think it's just dumb luck that we've gotten as far as we have.
No, I think it's the content is there, but we just need to be able to package it and put it out in the way that each platform is desiring.
That's on you, Barry. Figure that shit out.
Your platform, your platform, your content's awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Just like the interviews you guys do, it's freaking like the stuff that it's hilarious. You always pick out the best tidbits.
Did you hear that? Hilarious.
Emo.
I heard him say hilarious.
He said we're funny.
I said hilarious. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead. Tell me.
And so when you create that, try creating where you're not just sharing what you created from your reel. Upload it to a story
Okay.
where you won't see that anywhere else but the
Just
story.
the story.
Yeah.
I learned a lot today. We had a fun-filled day, Barry.
Yeah.
We had Mikey. He came on, a.k.a. Wellington.
AKA Pap Smear.
Pat Smear. You know? We had Justin Lipford, vice president of our very own Emo Brown Foundation. We went over the bike rides. We went over the work he's been doing in Southeast in lieu of the floods that have been happening. And if I'm not mistaken, more rain is coming. So it's like we just got to keep being proactive. It's essential to be reactive, and that's exactly what he did. But now that these things are happening, you got to find out who's in charge of putting things in play that'll help deter from tragedies like this happening. We sat down with Mark Bartlett, dog, San Diego Padres blogger, biggest page, the biggest page for all fan interactions
For Padres baseball.
Oof, look at you, bro.
I love it, man. 100K next.
Yeah,
It's
Yep.
coming.
It's coming next.
million.
Yeah, get about 1,000 followers per, every, we keep building.
Yeah.
I was at a point to get 5,000 per month.
Yeah.
Right. But
And this is
100
off season.
off season.
You know,
This is where the algorithm doesn't pick up.
Okay.
That's another thing. If you guys are talking about something on your show and it's trending in today's society on Twitter, post about that.
Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce,
Yes, football,
Chiefs,
Goop, Super Bowl.
Chiefs, Goop.
Something in baseball news just broke. Oh, we'll talk about that.
Man.
So yeah, when it's the season, that's when it kicks off, right?
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I did. What'd you think about it?
I like the commercials.
Yeah. How about the halftime show?
Nah, that was a bust for me, bro.
We almost
What-
got a second halftime show.
My wifey she was all about it. Oh, it's because it's Usher, and I was like, man, I guess. I mean,
Some of his guests helped him.
Oh,
Some of
dude.
it- but other than that, it was because he does a live show in Vegas. He has a
Okay.
Where do you have that when Celine
Like a
Dion-
residency?
Yeah, residency.
Uh-huh.
So it seemed like one of his residencies, but when he started to incorporate the other folks, I think that's when it kind of
when Ludacris came out, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, I'm paying attention. A little John came, I was like, okay. It just seemed like it was all of the older songs, and I'm not hip. I don't know any shit about like what's killing it right now on the radio, but I knew that wasn't.
Andre Day.
Okay.
was there, local San Diegan, right? She killed it. But yeah, I watched the Super Bowl. Did you know there was a Padre, Brock Purdy's dad,
Was in the minor league system.
for Lake Elsinore Storm in 94 during their inaugural season?
That's bananas, bro.
Yeah. It was the Angels affiliate at that time, but it was still the Lake Elsinore Storm. But that was Brock Purdy's dad. Folks didn't know that. Right?
Did you know Britney Spears, Taylor Swift got a lot of airtime, bro. Anytime anything happened, Taylor Swift cam.
It was
Taylor
crazy.
Swift cam.
She got a lot during like the regular season, but it felt like more this time.
It was weird. It seemed like a whole like drawn out reality based show at the end when he was giving his. That was weird when he went up and Kelsey gave it like a little Viva Las Vegas speech or whatever, and it just kind of got drawn out a little too long. And then it seemed like
I was waiting for that proposal.
they were close. They were like close to each other, and I was like, oh my god. I was just watching it with the kids, and wife was like, this drama is ridiculous. Zero hate for them. Good on them. Get your money, get your fame, build your.
In her defense, I don't think she's the one being like, put the camera on me. It
At
happens
all.
everywhere she
Yeah.
goes. Like any award ceremony,
Yeah.
anything, it's like just because she's the one they're talking about, they know she's trending.
Who are these people?
They're gonna put her
hating
on there.
Who are these people hating on her though? That's crazy.
Everybody that watches football, because anytime she came on the TV, the entire place. I was at Tipsy Crow for this, and they were going, boo, like the
Por
whole time.
qué? Why, bro?
Because it's taking away from football. That's the main consensus I've heard, is that it takes away from football to have celebrities there shining themselves. But again,
But
she's
it's
not shining
It's
herself.
the Super Bowl.
But it's regular season too, when she's there. Like when it's a Chiefs game and she's there, every quarter you get at least 3 Taylor appearances. Like it's nuts. But again, she's not the one being like,
Sounding like a
she's
hater.
not over here on the A10 fucking switching the cameras. Somebody else going, hey, look, people want to see this, you know.
$2.5 million for a suite at the Super Bowl. Seats 20 people. And I think they broke it down.
Let's do it. We could do
it.
it.
Was like $120-some thousand per person if you were going to do that.
Wow.
What is worth $2.5 million in a suite that you're going to, even if it's for the Super Bowl? Say they let you in 2 hours before the game and they let you hang out an hour after. That's like 6 hours max in a suite for $2.5 million.
That's $2.5 million to a billionaire.
I guess, man, but still, I don't see going in there for $50,000. That's because I'm broke ass.
Yeah.
But
I spent
still,
$50 on a ticket, dude. If there's not a discount code or a program, I'm out.
shit, we're gonna be leaning on Mark to get a sweet access this year for Petco. Be like, hey, what's up?
He does have
Where
that
you
sweet
at?
access.
Hey, the city of San Diego actually has a suite they had for the last couple of years that's for them that they weren't even using.
Ever?
No, so that's why I'm getting on the city of San Diego to use your suite, but let's use it for a good cause.
Yeah.
To bring folks to a game, foundations or whatever, who've never experienced the suite life, right? Why are you wasting it when you have this suite that you could be using for the community? Padre suites are a little more, of course, a little more affordable, but I'd say, man, the suites you've been in this suite, right, at a game.
Been to a few of them last season. What was I was trying to remember what was the owner's suite. We went into the owner's suite, and it was Steve Garvey was there, bro, and one of the Seiglers was there. Tom, I believe, was there, and it was us from the South Bay. So it was myself, and it was owner of the Tavern at the Vogue, Q, the Machete people were there, the Trejos and Adam, and we were just chilling.
You're all up there just drinking Modelo's while these people are over there in suits.
I was drinking Pacificos and having sushi, bro. I was like doing my thing. I was like, get it. It was awesome, and it was a great view. Yeah. It was against the Dodgers, and we went up to a 6-1 lead, and then we ended up losing like 8-7.
Oh, I remember.
It was
but you were in the suite. Dude,
it was
you won.
A day game.
Padres lost, but you won.
No, we didn't. We lost.
You as a man, you won.
I love baseball, going to the games, because it's very family now. It's very familiar, except for opening day. We get on sick ones on opening day. We don't take our family or kids those days, but every other day, it's like.
Gallagher Square, man, is a game changer. Have you seen the rent?
Not the new one. I've seen the drawings and the way it's going to come out.
Just they have this underground tunnel, like Tony Gwynn, where he's located now. So have you ever noticed where the statues were situated? Trevor Hoffman is pitching to Tony Gwynn.
Yeah.
Now they're going to have these bricks laid out, this path where you can see it, and it's going to be lit up. Trevor Hoffman throwing to Tony Gwynn, and now Tony Gwynn's elevated on the new deck, where now you have this view of all of Petco from the deck. They have pickleball courts now. I'm going to be starting. I already told them I want to be the pickleball president.
Oh, man, I don't even know what pickleball is, bro.
Pickleball.
Fastest growing sport in America.
There it is.
Fastest growing sport. We got to do a pickleball club.
I don't know what that is. I'm going to learn. I got to learn.
It's like tennis, bro. But for some big guy like me, I can't run on the tennis courts. I need something smaller, right?
Hey, will you ever
Smaller court or what?
It's a smaller court, and it's easier. When you hit the ball, you have a little more, your reaction time is actually easier to get to the ball.
It's a little squishier.
It's not like 100 miles per hour.
Hey, were you able to get a brick?
Yeah, I was able to get a brick.
Ooh.
Folks didn't
Brick
even know.
squat?
Here's Padres didn't even, they had all these bricks still available. I went on the site and I saw all these bricks available, and I said, oh shit, let me do a post about bricks. I posted it at 1 p.m. 3 hours later, they sold it. $330 some each.
Oh, man, I wanted to get a brick, and I
But
slept
just
on
think
it.
about that. That's the power of social media.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
And
man.
the Padres saw that.
Power of your social media. Look at that.
$330 per brick.
You're
They
a
had lot of
commodity
bricks
for these
available,
guys, man. You are a commodity for these guys.
But Gallagher Square itself is going to be the kids' park.
Dude, there's some
dog
concerts
park.
coming there that I want to see.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna see Blink there.
You're going to see Blink?
Yeah.
I'm watching Tribal Seeds on June 15th. We're watching Bella Nova, I think, in April on a Sunday. Yeah, well, you can't take the Mexican out the boy, homie. You know how it gets down. I want to blame wifey and my sister because they want to go watch Villanova, but low-key, I'm a Villanova fan. It's more than baseball now. It is a community center. It is a town center, man.
In fact, the public's actually going to have more access to it, the hours, because that park is actually controlled by the city.
Okay.
The city owns it. So now it's going to be more accessible where folks can go in there throughout the day. It's going to be open more. But yeah, just the dog park itself is actually going to be pretty cool.
Learned a lot today, Barry.
Agave Club at the Western Metal Building.
Yeah, okay. Now you're talking my language.
That's
Let's
another
go.
thing. Drinking.
You're going to be there opening day.
Drinking.
I'm
What's
going to
that?
be there opening day.
All
yeah,
right.
they're opening this new Agave Club, just new section. Remember like the Lexus
Yep.
Premier Club?
Yep.
Now you got the Agave Club that's open this season. They actually have an opening next month. They're hosting folks to attend.
Where do you usually sit? Where's your area?
I'm right next to the bullpen.
Okay.
So I split season tickets with my brother.
Uh-huh.
We only have half season though. But I'm right next to the bullpen, under the awning there where you see them pitch. You know,
All right, very
you have
nice.
yeah, I'm right there, right under the shade because during the day games, those things are killer.
I know, man.
I can't be out there, but I usually those like Wednesdays and Sundays I give away those tickets.
Do you really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we gave away like that was a lot of tickets we gave
Dude,
away.
we're on the
last year.
81 season ticket plan. We go to every game.
go to every-
We
so-
don't. The most games I've ever gone to in a season is 67. and it was right before COVID.
Even that itself is
That was a lot. That was a lot. So yeah, we ended up giving a lot of
perfect time.
We ended up giving a lot to the staff at the brewery, or just customers that come in or do giveaways here. So yeah, man, we'll be doing a lot of giveaways for Padre tickets this year.
You have 2 or 3?
We have 2, and then the neighbors because it took me 5 seasons to get to where I'm at right now, and now this is our 7th season there. I want to say, and it's a cool seat because in front of our seats there are no seats. So you don't have to walk. You don't have to like get up and walk. I'm right there on the corner, and people walk in. It's like section 113. So I'm right behind first base, just watching everything there. I love my seats, man. So anytime I give people my seats, I say, hey, don't act the fool, homie. I don't want anybody to get in trouble for sitting in my seats and possibly losing my access to my seats.
That's your community around you.
Yeah, man. We've built that nice little tribe around us. I have a family that sits next to us, and when they don't go to the games, they'll transfer them to me. And I'll take the whole family will go, because it's my brother-in-law and myself. We have these tickets. We're the diehards. And yeah, man, it's coming to the point where the kids want to go. They fight over it. Well, I want to go to Hassan Kim bobblehead night, or I want to go to the Joe Musgrove life-size measuring tape light, and I want to do this. And I was like, all right, cool, we go. And I tell wife, I was like, when are we gonna go? Yeah, but yeah, opening day. If you see us there, we're going to be on a sick one.
If you see us there, we won't see you.
We won't see you, bro. We won't see you. I've gotten in a lot of trouble on opening day.
I got in trouble on the Emo Brown Day. That's why I don't want to talk about that one.
We do a tournament here where it's called 9 beers, 9 shots, 9 hot dogs, 1 per inning.
I saw
999 challenge.
We'd like to invite you to that, dude.
I want to do that.
I will only do it again if Mark is on this.
I'll want to do that with y'all.
Well, live stream would just talk shit. It'll probably be like a Dodger game or something.
Yeah, just so much blood.
It was bad, bro. And then these savages decided to go drinking after the fact. I did the old Irish goodbye, and I got a ride home. I was like,
you came with us, I think, to one location.
Yeah,
and then we lost you.
I dipped, man. We won't divulge too much. Mark, thank you, brother.
Thanks for having me.
How exciting it is to just kind of watch your trajectory, and you're doing it the right way, with passion driven and with a true love and respect for all things San Diego Padres. And now we've learned that it's going to be more than the Padres, STFC, the Wave, everything, everything San Diego related. You got a podcast coming out, all of the things. It's a pleasure and a privilege to know you. We look forward to becoming better friends as this goes on. Barry, thank you very much, brother.
Thanks, y'all.
A la casa de tu tío, resulta ser, hey, you were at a party, higher in the sky, emborrachada de Bacardi. I bet you didn't know que conocía al cantinero. You told me you were drinking and wasting my dinero. Talking about how many ways a woman loves an hombre.